用右侧给你给我是 list， 在内密探你对瑞亚变成过位置，在那的分析交给你像个车牌是解释把这是都没掉，都拿我们唱到 back to scratch。这个幕后不跟我过去，让我能看妈妈的那老公的老眼睛，一个头脑发高的脑袋的他说把你从这个梦的感伤我才看不到我白眼模式。这个幕后不跟我过去，让我能看妈妈的那老公的老眼睛，一个头脑发高的脑袋的他说把你从这个梦的感伤我才看不到我白眼模式。
Shower to me, let it go quick. You got it in that fuck when you say that fuck. Did it play it off front? They mess up like it is shit. Love is the same, you fight a secret town. I pick up my phone. I take a piss off the kitchen, you live out of that the rich stand up. Hit you in love, go to the street with the wrong. Beside he can't get time to come. I think it's wrong, just interrupt. They fall on the run, did I get the love and go figure the time. Come on, I need more to fight. Come on, how much you go back? Come on, I need more to fight. Come on, how much you go back? But there is a shell on it. You can do the crack off your feet, right? Me that cover funky in the lab. Live in the town, live in the mouth. Let your go to feed the night, you got the mother in the mouth. I'm gonna put them video, I'll hold it. Like this, like the jacket, like this, it's the back up from the one that I will play. In a box, name, show that ATVA. The deal, it's all the D that you can be jerk. Keep back, got the link, don't get it up. I'm a bit. It's a day with my BNG. I done it, I've been shaping up, you can change shit. But they never made it be about these young contact. But I read your great stuff, they get up, it is not the fuck. I'm on the back, I give up this, I'm wide up, no to the lead. I can never fuck, up the mouth, for the jacket beat.
看那里静静散着春天，爱为冷风往下冲，烧在西式城楼，这个风是大家的风。看那里静静散着春天，爱为冷风往下冲，烧在西式城楼，这个风是大家的风。看那里静静散着春天，爱为冷风烧在西式城楼，这个风是大家的风。让静静散着春天，爱为冷风。Go, get go, go to that. I knew you still started with this, then I had it wrong. Go, go to that.
Can you hear me? Okay, let's see if this actually is working this time. Aha! How's it going, everybody? Let's see. Fernicar, Emily, Kirk. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for joining. Got a little bit of a situation my end. I think my brother might need my help. I might have to go and rescue him. Literally, just at the minute when we're about live, we started the show. We just went in the waiting screen and I'm like, do you need me to come and get you? You need to tell me. So I might have to disappear, but hopefully he's okay. Right then. So what's going on? The rebrand continues. I hope you like the new intro. So Scuffed Epoch is going to be the sort of name for everything moving forward. It's going to take me a while to sort of transfer everything across. But yeah, also, I'm a slight panic. I worry that I might have trained the wrong data set when I did my new Not the True World. So we'll have to check that out. Fernicar says, family, family, family. But yeah, wait, what's this? We need to hide our purchases. It's alright, I only bought some. I bought a few games in the sale, guys. I'm sure a lot of you did. So, what are we doing tonight? Hey. It's going to be more of the same. We're slowly phasing in the new stuff, by the way. It's going to take about a week. I'm trying to get things lined up for April, but I don't think we're going to land on the first, guys. I worked it out and I'd actually have to do like 2 streams a day multiple times. So, nah, it's not worth it. It would just be a waste. So, we'll hit the number when we hit the number. Right. First things first. I got some fish to fry. I hope you're all having a great time. I hope you're having a good weekend. As you know, yesterday, or maybe you didn't, maybe you weren't here. Oh, well, don't let me forget. If you're watching now, or if you're watching later, live or later, the Discord join link is in the description. Okay. So, I was a little bit worried about this because I forgot to put demo prompts in, but the prompts are a little accurate, and I have a slight worry that I might have to cancel this one and start it again, because I think that I gave it a strange caption set. So what I want to do right quick is just double check what's actually being trained. And then I got something cool to show you. As always, lots of stuff, lots of cool stuff to show. Whoa. Okay, so there it is. And down. Oh, no, I did it correctly. Okay, so the model is training correctly. For some reason, I copied in this as my prompt. You know what I mean? For the demos. So the demo prompts are like an average of everything without even triggering it. So it's, you know, the demo prompts are useless. But at least I don't have to stop it and retrain it. It was trained correctly. So what'll happen is we'll end up with the sub style, or the main style, NTTW, and then also we're testing a sub trigger, because the training formula we've been running is super accurate at the moment. I just want to show you one of the results versus one of the source files here. Let me see. This is the point where I'm like, where's that file then, Johnson? Let's get that website back up. Here we go. So annoyingly, if you just publish, because I was at home and it was easier to just go review and publish, so the project is gone, but the model is up. So if I go to published, we have a new Thora anime model, and this is the most accurate to ground truth yet. And I think it's a combination of better captioning and the same formula that we always used. I always said it came down to captioning. Are we gonna load? Hey Civet. Hey Civet. How about I just go there on my own? Is there something wrong with Civet? Oh no, here we go. So that image there is a dead ringer, they say, for one of the images in the data set. So I don't know if you guys remember, but when we were going through the images and captioning them yesterday, one of the images looked exactly like this. So yeah, it's fully nailed. I did do some generation stuff on Civet, which I've started doing a bit more. And as you can see, there's the prompt. There's a different one. Okay. And then I think that's an upscale as well. So we've got two different poses from the same thing. Different size gives you a slightly different image. So yeah. So that means that if it'll make it when you have the exact prompt nailed, you can get all kinds of stuff out of different prompts. So... Alright. So yeah. New Laura. I probably should update my articles with all the links. But we ain't got time for that. Where's my coffee? How's it going, guys? You all having a great time? Like I said, this weekend there's been so much going on. Honestly, I've been juggling big time. My brother hasn't rang me. It's been 10 minutes. I hope he's okay. Right. I made a new project called Auto Slideshow. And I haven't tested it yet. No, wait. Yeah, I have. I made another new thing called silence removal. It's really simple. Okay, it's really simple. You have silence removal pi. Okay, you have install BAP. Doesn't use a VNV because it's not really necessary. You only install these things, which you probably should already have anyway. Won't hurt to have them. What does it do? Takes a video, detects silence, and cuts them out. Alright, so let's make things choppy. So I have here OBS. So I'm going to say, hello everyone, today I'm going to explain what video silence removal tool does. This is a Python-based tool, automatically detects and removes silent sections from your videos. You're going to need Python 3.6 and FFmpeg, but you just install the install.bat and everything's cool. Like I say, you've got a JSON, and inside there you can define path to the video you want to process, where you want to save it, the silence threshold and the minimum silence length. And then you just run it. As long as it doesn't break, you'll get the video at the end. Alright, I said that funny, so there's lots of like silly gaps in it, right? So yeah, what we'll do is we'll take that video and run it through Handbrake. In case you didn't know, Handbrake's a really cool tool. Really cool tool for getting your MKVs into MPEG-4 in a quick and easy. Because to be honest, the one that's built into OBS is kind of broken if you have like different settings like I do. Like it'll work, but you can't import them into editor. Hey, Full Dive Media, welcome, welcome. I see you have dancing partners catching up soon. Yeah, it's a new intro. That's why I made so many of them, which all had the same animation, so that I could put that together. It's the new Scuffed Epoch intro. Internet Complaint Department says I mapped out the exact sound of my ums and used that to delete all such rubbish from my recordings. So far, no weirdness from that. Yes, this is something which is like I'd call a stretch goal for the project for like a V2 or whatever. Because at the moment it's very simple. It just does silence detection, so it only needs the sound wave. It should be really quick. But in the future, I would like to do an detection as well. For show. Is this the right video? This is the wrong video, guys. Stop. So silly. This is not sorted by date. That's the video I want. I was sat there like, why is it taking 20 minutes? It's like, it was not even a real video. No, do not recover the queue. Let's try again. See? That's more reasonable. But yeah, like I said, I'm glad to be here every day. I got loads of ideas which we just never have time for. I'm actually feeling like I might have to do a morning show. Just because there's so much to do. I know it sounds crazy, but I am still here, you know. And the whole reason I stream so much is because I'm here. And I'm like, well, I'm here, I've got internet, may as well share it. And then that's how it began. That's how Latent Space Live began anyway. So then, let's go to videos and grab whatever that was. No, that's not it. See, I hate how it always changes to... You always have to get in there and change it. Right, so we've got a video, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here. Yes. And I'm just going to rename it to test so it's easy. I'm going to go grab the path, config. I wonder if I have to double slash it. Ooh, we'll find out, won't we? It'll be like, that's okay. And then how about we just make an output folder here and just take that one. Right click. You could use relative path, I guess. Let's see what that looks like. Because it is, they're both here. Output. Nah, we're going to use the proper thing, I think. I don't like the look of that. Hey. Alright, save that. And then obviously we're going to open up a new terminal. And we're going to do install tab. .bat. Tab. There we go. Internet complaint department. I almost always miss your streams while you cover writing. Tigrail showed me your inversion tool. Ah, well, you're in for a treat because a lot of tonight's stream is going to be that kind of stuff. I've got some really cool stuff actually to show on that front, and I think I've solved a bunch of loose ends. Okay, so apparently we've got our file. So let's see what that looks like. It's not done it. Wait. Wait for it. Nah, it's not work. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. All it did... Wait, no, wait. I'm an idiot. It hasn't saved a file. Hang on, let me read the logs. I'm even more an idiot. I was watching the input file like it didn't change. Okay, so, wait. I didn't even run it yet. I'm getting way ahead of myself, guys. Internet complaint department. Lately I'm lamenting on the copyright issues with AI assisted writing. Running my stuff through Grammarly for AI detection. Hopefully that is good enough. Yeah, Grammarly. AI detection. Yeah. Do you know what? We'll have to do... We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it because some of the stuff which I've been doing... That's a good idea though, running it through Grammarly. That's a good idea. Because if anything, it leaves a signature that you used Grammarly. And oh no. So that's smart. I thought the audio was your brother asking you to go save the world. Yeah, pretty much. It involves high voltage and driving. It would have been a proper mission. But he hasn't called me, so I'm thinking he's okay. I'm going to message him in a minute and find out. He's come and rescued me a bunch of times. So, right. Yes. So let's get busy. So we all know what to do next. We have to run silence removal. Okay. So that would be Python /silence_removal. And hopefully it doesn't have a problem because we did already set our config. Ooh, no module named MoviePie. Oh, wait, what? But we installed it. Hang on. MoviePie. There we go. MoviePie. We've got it. Requirement. Did it actually install MoviePie? Yes. Collecting using cached. Okay. So, hang on a minute. Pip check. It's like a vibe check. Oh, that's okay. That's something to do with Kokoro. We're not using that right now. So, let me get this straight. Oh, hang on. I know what it is. I'm such a fool. This is still in development. Of course it doesn't work yet. Hey, somebody call my dev. I'll pay him actual bananas for code. My silence removal script has an problem. Has an problem. That's not the thing. Hang on, guys. I need to actually copy the error. There we go. No, we didn't copy. I hate copy paste. I love it and I hate it. Yes, feels so good when it works. What's this say? Internet complaint department. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Hell yeah. Well. That's the way it go. Okay, so he's found the problem. So MoviePie isn't installed. Requirements lists MoviePie. Yes. Which isn't available. Run the bat. That's weird. We did run the batch file. Do you know what? Before I run this plan, I'm just going to try it again. Maybe something funky happened. It seemed to install to me. Yeah, it's installed. What's the problem? Problem? Okay, try running it again, he says. Alright, let's try running it again. Same problem. Okay. This is an interesting one. I've never had this happen before, funnily enough. Where it's like, oh, I don't know what MoviePie editor is. Okay, so he says, could you run this? I mean, I don't know why he doesn't do it, but sure. I don't know what that was supposed to achieve. Okay, maybe it's really long. No. Oh, it's not copying again. Okay, maybe. Oh, wow, look at this. We're debugging now, baby. I like it. Oh, don't. Just don't. Just, dude, why? Why copy, paste, why, do, thing? It annoys me because it's such a simple thing. It's literally just one button. You can't get it wrong. So when it doesn't work, it's like reality broke. Okay, so it says, I've got it. You liar, you big liar, pants on fire. I've got it. Oh no, not this again. I think we got it now. Right. So what's the problem, big man? Huh? Let's find out how to properly import this. Oh, this is great. It's like a proper little side quest. Here you go, mate. This is what you wanted. crazy. Wait, what? Here's my plan. I'll change it from this to this. Basically, he's going to get rid of the dot editor. And if you remember, the error said dot editor. It was like, where is it? No module named MoviePie editor. And now he's like, oh, okay, we just won't do it with the thing. All right, cool. I think we might have got there in the end. Namespace was wrong. It's fun that it has a way to find out how exactly, though. You'd think, can you just automate this and make that part of your loop? You know, just do it all in thinking. Oh, I'm gonna have to run loads of commands. It is cheaper for me to type them in than for him to do it, though. Invalid. What? Invalid config file? Oh no. Oh no, what's wrong with it? Huh? It should have forward slashes. Remember I said, oh, I hope the slashes are the right way round. I'll do it myself, don't worry, my guy. I'll let him off. Let him off the hook. Oh. Oh. Ah. Did you see that? It did the silence detection and then it failed. No attribute subclip. So I'll give him the whole thing. There we go. Control C. Right, plan. We have reached the silence detection phase, but then we crash. Here is the error log from running at silence detection. Such a joy to work with these, it really is. I feel like maybe I should give him more tokens, but he's working really well with the minimum amount of extended tokens, 1024. Internet Complaint Department, keyboards have been executed for less. Yeah, I put my keyboards through a lot, to be honest. I've got new keyboards and I think one of them is already failing. So what's it say this? Update all MoviePie imports to use MoviePie editor. Why is it... It's trying to go back. MoviePie. MoviePie.editor results in errors. I'll give him an example. Short memory. Ah, was it in a different thing? Yeah. Yeah, why are you trying to put MoviePie editor back in when we just found out it doesn't exist? What are you doing? It might be something to do with the version of MoviePie. Maybe there used to be MoviePie.editor and the new one doesn't have it. I don't know. I haven't even looked into it. Could probably ask, though. Be like, hey, Claude, what's going on, man? Talk to me, goose. So, update the imports to use the correct structure for the installed MoviePie version. So I think I might be onto something with the versioning thing. Remove silence from video function. If needed, update the subclip. This should resolve well. Okay. Let him get away. Let him get on with it. Change something to video IO. Furnicar, it may have something to do with the specific version of the module and its training sets. Great it knows how to find all the methods of the module file. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's great that it had a way to tell me, human, to go and probe, give him data, and then he can interpret that and get past it, which is really good. Internet Complaint Department, do you ever run scripts through multiple LLMs for creative writing? I've been using Turbo, Grok, Gemini in rotation. Sometimes Grok 3 is just better, usually with action scenes. That makes sense. The truth is, I've used just about everything from novel AI through to open source fine-tuned LLMs. And the problem is the context window. It needs to be able to hold a lot of things in its head at once for you to be able to, because then you can hold the entire structure. You have to make it a skeleton with no meat and bones. That's why I do multiple passes, because it's a bit like in Westworld, you know, you start off with the skeleton, which is like just the bones, it's dry, and then you like add the muscle, add the nerves, add the skin, you know, put hair on it. You know what I mean? And I think that Claude 3.7 and to a lesser extent 03 Mini High, because it's only 100,000, which is still really good. I think people use Gemini because it also has... I haven't used Gemini's super long context length. The problem I had with Gemini was that it tends to just tell me what I told it back eventually. Not straight away, but eventually it's just telling me what I told it. Grok is amazing, but sometimes he's a little bit too lucid. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes he can be a little bit too lucid, which is cool though. Sometimes you just have to tell him to dial it down. It's like, you have to tell him to be 80% jumping around on stage, please. And then he's like normal. But no. I do like Grok 3. I haven't had a chance to use it enough. I've got it, but it's not very easy to use. Really, I need an API or something to work with it properly. It's a little bit like the difference between having Stable Diffusion on your computer and having a Midjourney subscription. It's exactly the same, okay? It's the same exact dynamic. What's that? Oh, hang on. Let's keep this moving. So did we do it? He's like pip install. I'll let him run it. Look at him. He's installing Python packages now. Look at him. Oh, they grow up so fast. He's done it. Are we going to run the thing now? What the heck? Let's update, import the correct format for MoviePy 1.0.3. But no, but we've got 2.1.2. Oh, he's changed the version. Uh-oh. He's got to rewrite the scripts again. Let's see. Fernicard, the reason why I asked you is because it's forbidden for it to access CLI in plan mode, but now you're in switch to act. Client terminal gives it all the data. No need to ask. Yeah, because he's only allowed to look at the folder. He's not allowed to go up a level. Hello, Apolloni. Welcome. I could have sworn you were here earlier. Maybe I was just reading things. Internet Complaint Department. Also, Gemini and GPT have a tendency to flag stuff that should not be flagged. Exactly. I made my context karate prompt module, agent module for that reason, so that you can kind of bend the context a little bit and get away with a little bit more. There's always stuff it's going to ban though. Wait, no. Okay. Oh, hang on. I think that he fixed MoviePy version, which fixed the editor version. So let's find out if it runs, because if it does, we'll update the requirements text. Oh. Come on, let's do it. Yes. Okay. Keep it in the same task. It's working! It's working! Yep. Where is it then? What's this thing up here? Go away. I don't like it. It's getting in the way of my tabs. So, Movie Pi 1.0.3. So, I was right. We were right. Anybody that thought in the chat the reason that it kept going round in circles was because of a versioning thing. I had the latest Movie Pi, which clearly doesn't use the same Movie Pi editor call. And so, yeah, it downgraded it to the right version. And now it works. Isn't that great? Okay, so it says greater than equal to. I should probably put that to like equal, actually. But, yeah, we should change it. I think, oh, he hasn't acted yet. I think he's going to do that. I think he's going to change it to equal rather than... That's all it was. Yeah, it just needed equal on the Movie Pi. And you're good. Okay. Alright. I'm happy with that. Let's watch the result. I wonder what it'll be. Oh, it's made 2 of them. Okay, so which one was the one that we just did? I don't know. Could be 50-50. Wait, what? There we go, details. One of them was a second after the other one. Did it make 2? Hang on. Why did it make 2? So hang on. So it built the video. And then it wrote the video. So where's the other one? Oh, the other one was here. Oh, okay, so it already tested itself. Okay, so it tested itself before I got round to it. I was there like, yeah, let's test it. It had already tested itself. So.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain what video silence removal tool does. The Python-based tool automatically detects and removes silent sections from your videos.
Oh man. Oh man, it's cutting stuff out because of the silence threshold. Okay, so the defaults aren't good, guys. We need to, yeah, the defaults are not good. 0.5 silence threshold. I think that's decibels. Okay, do you know what? Let's do it all with this guy, you know? Okay. My @silence removal script is working great, except that I need help with... Ooh. Let's do it a little bit more normal, natural style. Okay. We can adjust the silence threshold in config.json for the best safe values. 0.5 is resulting in clipping at the start of sentences. This must be addressed. Okay. Oh, you guys have said loads of stuff. Full Dive Media says, I think the fine-tuned models on our intended work and RAG can compensate for content window because it helps us shorten the system prompt and such, and we don't have to say some stuff too. That's true. Internet Complaint Department says, yeah, I've just taken the gritty parts of the writing to my finger keyboarded.exe. Yes, my fingers hit keyboard. .exe. Apolloni, just seen your scuffed epoch video and image sharing. Awesome, great rebranding, thank you. Internet Complaint Department, or gen those parts separate instead of losing a gen with a ton of other content. Yep. Emily Lamb, It ran after it fixed it, then you ran it manually. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I didn't notice. Full Dive Media, someone saying that Grammarly and such make it like AI and introduce some services. I don't remember if there was a free version or not, but I can find the video and I'll put it in Discord. Thank you. Thank you, Full Dive. Fernicar says, make it process several videos and rename it with the settings used, then pick the one you like for the config. I think there's actually advanced ways to use the tool so that you can actually call out a custom config. Where's CLI use? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking. See, I get confused. I take it back. It doesn't look like that is a thing. Oh wait, what's this? It's giving me. Oh my god, guys! I need to phone a friend. Now I know who it is. I was wondering who it was. Sheesh! Top G is in the building. That's Top G Fiber, my good friend. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. He's a composites engineer. Welcome, welcome. Glad you could make it. So, this is really cool though. It's actually given me a choice of 3 options now. Look at this. Add a buffer around speech segments in the code. Do both, lower the threshold and add a buffer. So his proposed plan is to reduce the silence threshold to a lower value. Okay, 0.3 or 0.2. Okay. Test with different threshold values. Well, if all I have to do is just change the thing, I'm not going to run it, I'm just going to change the thing, right? So let's just change the thing. And let's make minimum silence length 1. Oh wait, so we can allow yeah, so we can allow pauses. And then we'll try it again. Let's go. Off it goes. So this would be automatic silence detection editing with Python, cooked up by an LLM for 4 cents, even though that's just the edit. It probably costs way more than that. So far on this step, okay, yeah, asking about the config costs 4 cents, lol. The thing is, once it works, so you don't need the AI anymore. That's the idea. So let's see how it did.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain what video silence removal tool does. This is a Python-based tool.
Did that even do anything?
To remove silent sections from your videos.
No. It's not cut anything out. Yeah, it's not cut anything out. So he told me to change it to 0.3, made it worse. So when I went, wait, so hang on. So let's go the other way and run it again. Yeah, so at 0.5 it was clipping, so let's see if we can figure it out. Add a buffer around speech segments. It's not the way.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain what video silence removal tool does.
Does nothing.
This is a Python-based
Today I'm going to explain what this tool does. Nothing. Try different configurations and find out. Modify config with lower threshold. I've never seen it do this. Ask you to choose. You must choose.
explain what
it did
video
work this time.
silence removal tool does. The Python-based
Ooh.
tool automatically detects and removes silent sections from your videos. You're going to need Python 3.6 and FFmpeg, but you just install the install.bat and everything. Like I say, you've got to
My God, the jump cuts are crazy.
the video you want to process, where you want to save it, the size threshold and the minimum size.
It's still cutting off. It's still clipping. So it seems like the minimum silence length actually had a bigger impact. I think it's something to do with the formula. So 0.5 becomes -50 for silence detection. So when I shortened the minimum silence length, it was better, but it's still clipping. And when I put the silence length up, it just didn't work anymore. I wonder if we go with like 0.6, go the other way. I think it clipped worse that time. So yeah, let's do it this way. Because you could have like baked in the perfect value, but I thought it would be a good idea to add that. Let people have at it. It seems like it's a sensitive setting.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain what video silence removal tool does. The Python-based tool automatically detects and removes silent sections from your videos. You're going to need Python 3.6 and FFmpeg, but you just install the install.bat and everything. Like I say, you've got a JSON side there. You can define
Ooh, it's a bit.
the video you want to process,
It's very
where
aggressive.
you want to save it, the silence threshold and the minimum size. And you just get
Oh my God! It started glitching out hard. You know how I like stopped and then started and then stopped and then started at the end? It glitched out hard. It was like blah blah blah. It glitched hard at the end there. So it's still not perfect, but it's pretty good. So it seems like because silence threshold is going through this math, it's super sensitive. That's -50 decibels. 0.5 becomes -50 decibels. Like how did what? It's silence threshold times 100 is what it is. Oh man, let's just like get your head around it. So that means 0.5 becomes -50 decibels. So how the hell? And it thinks that the smaller number is going to be smaller. You know? Let's see if that's my brother being like, help, or I'm okay. Or it being completely somebody else. Hold up. Right. So, issue with clipping at the start of sentences. Yeah, it turns out the silence length was actually better. Minimum silence length. So get your head round actually what that does. Increase it a bit more. It's almost like you really want that to be 0.4. We'll get it.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain what video silence removal tool does. The Python-based tool automatically detects and removes silent sections from your videos. You're going to need Python 3.6 and FFmpeg, but you just install the install.bat and everything is cool. Like I say, you've got a JSON side there. You can define the video you want to process, where you want to save it, the silence threshold and the minimum size.
The end is a nightmare. The end is a nightmare. But I deliberately gave it something hard to chew on there. So maybe we go with 0.4 and 0.8. I think 1 breaks the math somehow. I think, yeah. 0 is also nothing. The question is, what are the limits of these tools? Where do they fall over because you give it too much to chew on? I'm sure there always will be a limit, and I don't know. Just got to use the tools more to find out that kind of thing. Alright, so let's have a look.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain what video silence removal tool does. This is a Python-based
I think I broke it.
automatically detects and removes silent sections from your video.
Yeah, I broke it. It's now not doing anything. So yeah, definitely there's something which isn't, it's like, it gets to a point where it's just like, there's nothing to cut. There is no silence. You know, it's like you've defined it. Put a slider that makes space after sound ends. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Man, that's a lot of frames.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain
Didn't cut
what
there.
video silence removal tool does.
Didn't cut there.
This is a Python-based tool
Didn't
that
cut.
automatically detects and removes.
It's not cutting. It's not cutting. It seems like every time I change silence threshold from anything other than 0.5, it just doesn't work. Just doesn't do any cutting. See, here we go. Look, it's found 9 silent segments. You go on this one, found 0. Found 0. So it is telling me. It's not like... it's according to my definition. You know?
Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain what video silence removal tool does. Python-based tool.
Wow, there's literally no silence. I think that minimum silence length is being misinterpreted. Okay. Please check the... Oh, I think my brother's back. Please check the minimum... What is it called? Min silence length. Yeah. Min silence length. This should maintain the silence between detected segments. For example, I think it's just not working the way I think it is in the code, and that's why we're getting strange behavior. So, for example, I think I might have to move my car in a minute. That's alright, I'll chuck my intro back up for you guys again. Lol. Please check the min silence length. This should maintain the silence between detected segments. For example, min silence length equals 0.5. This will result in a video where the minimum allowed duration of silence is 0.5 seconds. I think I might have just like not planned it well or something. So I get the feeling that min silence length is something completely different than what I think it is. Let me see. So let's see how he says it. He'd be like, it's just the amount, bro. What are you stressing about? Okay, so the script will identify and remove silent segments that are 0.8 segments or longer. Oh no. Any silent parts shorter than 0.8 will be preserved. See, it does work in a strange way. So it identifies and removes silent segments that are 0.8 seconds or longer. So really, I think I wanted to make this small. Hang on. Any silent parts that are shorter than 0.8. So that's none of them, right? So yeah, I needed to have this low. So that will always keep 0.3. Let's try that out. I'm not 100% this is the solution, but I can hear him out there, but he's just like doing car things. All right.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain what video silence removal tool does. This is a Python-based
Still there's no gap.
silent sections from your video. You're going to need Python 3.6 and FFmpeg if you just install the install.bat and everything's, like I say, you base on inside there you can define path to the video you want to process, where you want to save it, threshold and the minimum silence. Then you just long as some break, you'll get the video at the end. Hello everyone.
That was such a terrible, so terrible. Okay. So if you change the value to 0.5, it will detect and remove segments that are at least this long. Swap places, please. Yeah, I need to move my car, guys. Right, I'll be back in approximately minutes. Wow. That only happens once every 100 episodes or something. Right. Okay. Oh, that wasn't the car, that was the door. The door's like, it's like a bunker. Right. Welcome back, everyone. We're knee deep in this silly script. So what's it say? Detect and remove segments that are at least 0.5 seconds long This will result in more silent segments being removed compared to point 8. I don't want you to... It feels backwards. It identifies and removes silent segments that are 0.8s or longer. So 0.2 or longer. So I was right. It is 0.5 that you want, but it's tripping. We'll do it one more, and then it's coffee time. And then we'll have to switch. The Batcave has some echo. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's probably like a 20-foot ceiling. There's like a gantry for removing engines. They got 2 winches. It's pretty useful if you're into that kind of thing.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain what video silence removal tool does. Python-based tool automatically detects and removes silent sections from your videos. You're going to need Python 3.6 and FSM tag, but you just install the install.bat and everything. Like I say, you've got a JSON side there. You can define paths to the video you want to process, where you want to save it, the silence threshold and the minimum silence. You just one will get the video at the end. Hello everyone.
Okay, so it's got limitations, but it does work. So I'm going to put it out. People can obviously mess around with it if they want to. It does work, but obviously if you're being an idiot about it, like I was, going, you're just trying to trick the detection at that point. So, like I said, if you use it normally, it does what it's supposed to do. It removes all of the silence. So, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to push that. That's a nice repo there. Very simple stuff, but what I tend to do is put it all together eventually into like a bigger tool. So I'm trying to collect a whole bunch of scripts for various things. You know, it is what it is. So this one's going to be silence removal MP4. Removes silent sections from MP4 video. Like I said, I'll be using it, so yeah, why not share the love? So I've just got to remember where I put everything. Ah, yeah, that's right. Tools. We'll do the commit before the coffee. Equal. Yep. I mean, obviously the config has got one of my paths in there, but that's okay. The output folder only exists because I set it to that path, so I think, and we don't give that, you know. So there we go. Nice and easy. And then we can sidle into some writers stuff because I got some cool things to show you. Literally 2 complete rewrites. We're not going to We're not going to read them all in full because it's like a full book. But I'm going to have to do a main channel video on this soon. What I'm trying to do is put together, in fact, maybe that's what we'll spend some time doing, putting a README together with all of the things, because I've put so many things in there now. It's getting it's becoming a unique repo. So maybe a more in-depth MD file in the repo could help with the for the spittoon, and then obviously I'll make a video explaining all of that. Okay, do you know what? Coffee time, Dancing Girls. Why? Because it's new. Should have altered the playback speed for the music that's playing. Can we do that? probably not a good idea. What's the music? Oh no, this fits. Yes, that's pretty good. Right then, right in time. Okay guys, I'm back. I'm in a chair. Here we go. One thing I want to show you is that all these prompts can be adapted, because often I start testing them in here. Okay, this is out of date. Let's get all the latest stuff up. So projects, right, so if I go in here and I go to smoothing, this is what we run after the upscaler. Smoothing. Okay. We will enhance the story by smoothing the prose and overly technical points to improve the flow. All essential story elements and dialogue will be preserved. No story changes will be made beyond improving language variety and flow. Read story, the whole story, to identify repetitive words, phrases and structures. Cross-reference the full story. Now if this is a Klein prompt, you put your page or your story link here. And what I would do is I would generate a summary of the whole story if it's long and link that. So we'd be like, read this page but cross-reference with the full story. It depends how long your story is, how you approach that. If you're in Klein, you can just show it the folder with all the pages. It depends if you put it in one document. If you've got it in one document, it gets a bit trickier, but you can still just link the file. To ensure continuity, consistency, voice and style, replace repetitive details with varied alternatives, metaphors and more precise language. All repetitive words must be substituted with synonyms or alternative phrasing. Repetitive sentence structures should be varied to improve rhythm and readability. Preserve all essential story elements, including plot points, character development. Maintain original narrative voice while adding depth through linguistic variety. Focus on natural language flow, reducing unnecessary repetition of words and phrases. Ensure language enhancements enrich the narrative without disrupting pacing or dialogue. Use precise and evocative language to replace generic or repetitive descriptions. These are the weak points of using an upscaler. It has a bias, and that bias comes out. And so this is how we take the tops off the rough edges. Okay, so we're going to go and look through this, and then I've come up with another stage, which is the repetition sniper. And this is a tool that helps you find things that maybe you didn't even spot, and then we can go in and in-paint them. There's a fix mode, or obviously you can rewrite it yourself. It's really up to you. I don't know how much AI you're going to use, so it's like a sliding scale. You know, if you're writing it, you'll just write it. You know, it'll identify your weakness and you'll fix it by hand, as it were. If you're doing it the other end of the scale, then obviously you're going to get the machine to do it. All right. So let's take a look. First, we're going to look at the smoothing, and I have already put this up in full. So, you know, I'm going to be skimming this, but in our Discord, in the Writers Club, you'll find pinned the version 1. So this is the dandelion story that we made yesterday on the live stream. We did the whole thing from start to finish. We upscaled it, gave it the inner voice of the main character. Okay. And I've already uploaded Dandelion Smoothed, which I'll pin as well. Okay. And so that means if you want to read Smooth, the new version, or this one, Dandelion, the original. So I'm trying to give people, this is like open research, open community research, right? We've used the tool, we've made the story, here it is. You want to read it? It's actually pretty good, but it's not without its problems, and we can fix that, okay? So, what is Smoothed all about? So here it is, smoothing. Let me show you how I used it. So smoothing is the system prompt that I read you. So in case you've never used a Claude project, you go to Claude Project, you say create new, and then when you're on the actual control panel for the thing, you can get edit, and then we just read it out from the project instructions. So, okay, that's how it was done. And this prompt will be going up on the GitHub soon. So, like I say, let's have a look at how this started. So I gave it Dandelion, the text file which I released in the Discord, the original unedited version, and I said please use smoothing. And remember, we read the prompt out, so it's going to use that prompt because that's the system prompt for this agent. Please use smoothing to improve my story. You should output one chapter at a time per response as a complete text file. At this size, if you try to do it in one go, it'll time out and you'll get nothing. Okay, so do it a chapter at a time. If you remember, what I did was I marked it up with 0, 1, 2, 3. So the chapters are marked in the story, so it's easy for it to just go, chapter 0. Okay, which is what it did. Okay, and so like I said, I've recompiled the book, put it on a Google Doc for anybody to read, and then you can see what the smoothing does. Okay, and like I said, please continue with chapter 1. Please continue with chapter 2, and so on until we finish. All right. So then, once I've got the new version, I took the new version into. Here we go. Please analyze this. Oh, I can't skip over that. So, the repetition sniper is another agent. The code's already in the narrative. I've just changed it so that it'll work with Claude projects. In other words, made it more vague. So we, instead of a call out to a file, it says we will analyze the story. So it assumes that somebody's going to upload a story and say analyze this. That's how it works, right? So we will analyze story to identify and optionally fix repetitive language while maintaining consistency and contextual awareness. All original text structure and meaning will be preserved. No story changes will be made beyond language refinement. So that's what this is. These are all language refinement passes. Search mode, read and cross-reference with the full story. That's where you would link your full story summary. Identify repeated words or just the full story if you can afford the tokens. Identify repeated words, phrases, metaphors, and sentence structures. Flag repetitions with frequency, counts, and context. Categorize repetitions as intentional, for effect, or unintentional, candidate for revision. Create a report of repetition patterns for review. Fix mode. Read the story, right? Read the repetition report. So it doesn't. Fix mode doesn't read the story, it reads the report. That's one. So then you've got a way of controlling things. Substitute repetitive language with contextually appropriate alternatives. Maintain the original meaning, tone, and narrative voice. Preserve intentional repetitions that serve literary purposes. Ensure substitutions align with the character voice or narrative style. Reference character profiles and speech styles to ensure replacements match established patterns. Prioritize natural language flow over forced variation. Preserve all original text structure while refining language. And finally, create before and after comparisons to highlight the improvements. Now let's have a look. Here's the report for the smoothed version. Charles, welcome. Don't worry about being late. You're always welcome, mate. Thank you for joining. Okay. So, low priority, light reflection imagery, slight variations in description of light on water, minor variations in descriptions of devices and systems, transitional phrases, subtle variation in scene transitions. So this is the end, the conclusion. Effectively establishes noir atmosphere and flooded city setting while intentional repetition of key themes and motifs strengthens the narrative. Addressing unintentional repetition and descriptive elements would enhance the reading experience. Distinctive voice and world building remains the story's strengths, and refinements should preserve these qualities. So this is a lengthy report. I won't go through the whole thing. I'm just going to point out what this is going to do. So it took Dandelion smoothed, and as you can see, 23 instances of rain, 48 instances of flooding. Yeah, so there's a lot of repetitive stuff here, and then there's examples. Okay. Okay, yeah. So this is a report. This is an example of a report. So it's gone through and it's found a bunch of stuff and it's categorized it as a repetition that we want to keep or a repetition that we want to review. Okay? So there's a lot of stuff. Like, he talks about his gun a lot, and sometimes he even gives it a different name. So there's even an accuracy pass from a lore sheet, which is worth looking at as well, I think. But that's not the thing I want to develop in this Writers Club. I want to do something more fun. So, character descriptions, internal monologue. Yeah, so again, it's going to go through all these different things, give examples, okay? But it's not, if you notice, it's not giving any fixes. This just provides a report, because obviously sometimes you don't want it. You are like, hands off my story, AI. I want to, I just want your help to search, and show me where the errors are, right? Because obviously you can search this and go immediately to that line, give it a read, maybe give it a rewrite, okay? What we're going to do is use the other half of this tool, which is the fix mode. Make the recommended changes starting from chapter 0. So what I did was I just basically said, you see that report? And fed it straight into fix mode, okay? So make the recommended changes starting from chapter 0, creating a new file for each chapter. The first will be named chapter 0. We will rewrite one chapter per response only as a complete text file. Pay attention to fix mode instructions. We're going to adapt these for use with Klein, and then that means you'll be able to use them with Olama and local models. I don't know which is the best. I'm still trying to figure out what the best local model is for this. But I imagine you need something with tool use, so that's going to cut the list down. All right, but as time goes on, that's becoming so popular that it's almost like, why would you release a model at this point without that? So I think it's we're gonna see some really cool models over the summer, if not sooner, actually. I'll implement the recommended changes, he says. Okay. So this is chapter 0. Yeah, it's all there. And it's cleverly changed a few things. The only thing which is a bit strange is it's lost all of the asterisks. So, you know how it had like inner thoughts? All that stuff is now blended in. It's not... but the thing is, the whole book is in first person. I mean, I think it was a bit more obvious when he had it in stars, but it's not a normal convention, so I guess it just rejects. It was like, I reject. But yeah. So here it is. So chapter 0, chapter 1. Would you like me to continue? So I'd literally just go, please, Control V. And then, this is going to continue. Like I said, what I want to do is a proper comparison of each of these stages, and I was thinking the easiest way to do it might be to upload the pages to a GitHub and then literally start with the first draft and then overwrite it with the smoothing and then overwrite it with the sniper, and then I think what you can do in GitHub is you can compare the previous commit changes, right? So it might be possible to have like a real easy line-by-line analysis of what actually got changed. I don't know if that works, but I think it does. So we might have a little look into that. because I think it would be really interesting to see like what it's actually doing in the smoothing and because it's changing a lot of stuff, but it's mostly like, you know, like a thesaurus. I've essentially made it into like a thesaurus agent, but he can do synonyms and antonyms and yeah, anyway, he can do a bunch of advanced stuff beyond just changing the word, you know. Metaphors, right? Cool, he's taken a while today. Like I said, I did all of this on a Chromebook. So, do you know what? While he's chugging away, let's keep busy. So I'm gonna close this folder because we're done with this one. And I'm gonna open up a new folder. And that new folder is gonna be in my new tools. And let's see, we've got output. We've got another narrative spitooning version there. Yeah, we'll use this one. I'm not sure if it's going to let me update it though. It'll probably be like, oh, you changed the story, which is true, I did. So I think what I'll do is I'll just rename this to 020. And what else do I need to do? I don't think I need to do anything else. Alright, so let's see, terminal, and then I need my URL from the webs. Oh wait, I don't need the address. Already up to date? Suspicious. I'm not sure if I am. Okay, well, it says I'm up to date, so I'm going to believe him. However, this is not quite complete. So this would be draft, or should I say raw. So first generation, right? And then we're going to click on that, make another one, and then this time we're going to call it expanded. Because that would be the upscaled versions. Matter of fact, I think this is actually the upscaled version. Yeah, it is, 38,000. What did I do with the originals? They might be gone forever, actually. So that's okay, because we've got more stages than that. So the next one was smoothed. Okay. So we've got page 0.text, we got page 1.text, we got page 2.text. I can count, damn it, just like I can spell as well. Exposed! You can't even spell or type. Okay, and then if I select 20 and just say sniper. Alright, now maybe I should also put like, let's see, this would be S2, stage 2. This would be S3, stage 3. And then this would be S4, stage 4. Alright, and then obviously these are empty right now, so I'll just borrow the structure. Alright, and now I just need to go to that Claude chat, the dreaded split screen. Where is it though? It's not that, I'm sure it's not that one. I think it's this one. Did we do the smoothing? Yeah, we did smoothing. Chapter 6, copy, smoothing, 6, paste, 5, copy, 5, paste, 4, copy, 4, paste. Sing along with me. Scream if I get it wrong. Oh no, he did it wrong. Chapter 1. And chapter 0. Alright, now is there a save all on this thing? Yes. Alright, cool. We're not done though. We need to also get the sniper. Okay. So this is all research as far as I'm concerned. So 0. Page 0, page 1. Copy that. Page 2. Copy that. Place. Okay, we'll come back to that. So, save all again, please. Yeah, so essentially what I'm trying to do is just get all of the book down, because obviously this is going to be the next version, the snipered version, because I would hope that it was able to improve the score. I mean, we actually sent the first expanded version to ChatGPT 4.5 and it gave us a glowing 4.5 out of 5. So we actually got, it was actually really good anyway. So it's like, sometimes I sometimes I worry that in fixing something you actually break it. So there's a balancing act, you know. So I think what might be smarter is to try and make a version 2 of Splatoon Inversion that already has all of these considerations built into the project or the base prompt, and see if we can still get the same quality out of it. That's what I'm thinking. But as it stands, you know, if I was to just go dark for a week, I could probably write a ridiculous amount of content. I've got all of the base files I need to write in my own worlds that I want to write for. And I know that once you've got all of that, you can convert that into narratives for video generation and all sorts of stuff. So, and like I said, the next thing we're coming up with is the idea of using a data set, which isn't a data set. It's a sequence of image to image first frames with a video prompt, right? And so then you can construct this with LLMs and with image models, and then you can run it and have it make your story in video. Obviously, there's a chance of failures. So what I've been trying to do is send each section of the so you've got, like, say you've got 10 clips. It's going to be more than that. But say you've got 10 clips. The idea is that each one that gets made can be re-rolled and then replaced in sequence. So even if you get a bad video, you just regenerate the bad video. Most of them are going to be fine. Obviously, training a LoRa makes it much easier. But I think the first frame stuff is going to help a lot. Okay. He's finished. I'd say, please. What just happened? I somehow hit a different button. Don't worry about it. Control F. Okay. Copy that. Page 3. But yeah, essentially what that means is that since we finished the book last night, we've already delivered a completely new version and another completely, you know what I mean? It's been, what's that say? Contains emphasized items. I'm a little bit annoyed that we lost all of the stars for the inner thoughts, but exactly, a couple Lauras for character and style and you're good to go. I think the more effort that you put in with your initial images, you know, because essentially what it is, right, is you get an initial, you get a video prompt, right? So what you want to do is have that video prompt be converted into an image prompt so you can create the first frame. And now it's in the style of, everything's in a consistent style now, isn't it? Because, you know, everything's going to start with the same kind of look. That's how you get your coherent characters and all that. The only thing is, you probably need some LoRa training in the video model just to make it marry up nice. That's like, you know, the cherry on top. But for most people, I don't think you'll need it. And it might also be the beauty of doing it this way as well, is you can do this with any of the video models. You don't need to, like, I know I say you're going to get better results if you train, but if you don't, because it's image to video, you only needed to train like flux LoRas. That's cheap by comparison. Training a flux LoRa is fast and cheap by comparison to training video models, which are costly. The image models aren't, you know, they're good, but they're not really, I don't think, okay, I don't want to say that. I don't really think it's, I was going to say they're not really worth it, but that's not true because they're really accurate. I'm just a big fan of the actual video training, that's all. And I know that most of the LoRas out there were just trained on images. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? They still look good, but you're not training any motion, you're just training composition and concepts, if that makes sense. We need to get WAN training as well. WAN looks like fun. Or the only trainers I've seen so far online were image trainers. I've already shown how to do that with Hunyan, so I did not see the point. Not yet, anyway. It needs to get cheaper so that more people can actually do it. You know, if it's like, oh, if you've got a 4090, you can... That's not really interesting to most people. Please continue with chapter 55555. Chapter 4444. Ooh. Yeah, for the longest time, all we had was images, yeah. And this is one of the reasons that I actually like that they spent so long getting the image to video right, because that means that we can take all of our image to text to image workflows, our LoRas that we've worked on, and we can bring them all to life with text to image, or text to video even. The only thing is, it's sort of like some stuff it doesn't know what it is, and I think that's where image training comes in. But you're still borrowing the motion from the model, you're not introducing any new motion. It depends what you're trying to do, doesn't it? Yeah, depends what you're trying to do. Wait, what? Is it already finished? I wasn't paying attention. Please. Oh, crap. Please continue. With chapter 6. Look at him go, guys. Oh my god, invisible coat. That's cool. It's like Ghost in the Shell. Oh no, his cigarettes got wet. Oh, he's talking about his body was like the taxi. That's crazy. My mechanical parts were worse conditioned than this taxi. Oh my god. He's not a robot. He's just got a mechanical eye, I think. I'm not sure. remember. Well, I'm sure he has got a mechanical eye. I'm just not sure what he was actually talking about. The text was going on too fast. All right. That's about the limit of my reading speed. Save that there. Page 6, go, and we're done. Remember when Google showed the assistant making a call to ask a restaurant table? Yeah, that doesn't work though now, because the robot calls the restaurant and nobody can understand the robot. They're assuming that everyone, like, well, anyway, let's talk about something else. But yes, I remember. Full Dive Media, I think they should make the training part easier, like we could do it like... Yeah, I agree. To be honest, the FP8 stuff isn't working right now even on a 4090. You can't use the FP8 stuff on Windows. So the problem I've got is it wants me to use Linux, and I'm like, I'm not even going to bother until you can do it on Windows, mate, because I know most people have Windows. It's facts. Yeah, sure, there's people that want to do it on Linux, and they can do it already, so let them have at it, but there's not many of them. And when I say many, I'm being relative, okay? There's obviously like hundreds of thousands of people, millions of them, right? But that's not my point. It's comparative. But yeah, the training does need to get easier. There's a couple of services like Replicate and Fal AI that have made training Hunyuan easy, and I've done videos on that. So you can find them on the channel. But to be honest, we want a local trainer. Do you know what? If Civets put up video training, I'd recommend that, because at least it's easy. Yeah, when you got to go and do all of this crazy stuff, it's not really the best. Like, I like the way they've done their trainer. It's easy. You know what I mean? All you got to do is put the images up, make sure they're captioned, and if you haven't, it'll do it for you. You know, so stuff like that. It's like it needs to be user friendly, right? Not everybody has a degree in Java development, right? Okay. Yeah, true, but that's not the same though, Fernicar, because if you have Linux in your phone, it's an Android phone, and you don't know that Linux is underneath it because you just use your phone like a phone, right? That's the point though. It's user experience. The user experience of Android means you never even see the Linux. You know what I mean? So you're right, but that's exactly my point. Yeah. Yeah, it's all about the GUI. Like, that's the difference between us building a cool tool in Python and then you having a website selling an exe, which your grandmother could double click on and it will just install and work. None of this Python, CUDA, you know, none of this nonsense that most users just roll their eyes and go and find some other competitor that doesn't do that. It's got to be easy, you know? Like, if you buy a car, you don't want to have to put it together yourself. It's facts. You want it to be reliable and get you places. And a lot of people have a very utilitarian view on software. They don't want to mess about. They just want it to run. That's why one-click installers are so popular. Maybe we should just go use Pinocchio. Just use Pinocchio for everything. Do you know what? If Pinocchio put video training up there, I'm there. Should we have a look? Do you know what? Crazier things have happened, haven't they? Pinocchio. Computer. We've covered this in the past. Now, I doubt they'll do training. But look, they got Comfy UI, they got Hunyuan Video for NVIDIA, Diff Rhythm, Matt Anyone, WAN 2.1. They've got Deep Hermes, which is fun. Autonomously responds based on its own judgment. Oh, Deeper Hermes. Okay, they built something. That's cool. Text-to-speech model, Zonos. I think this is something we were supposed to look at and didn't have time yet. I'm going to write that down. Zonos. Browser use, Open Web UI. That's awesome. I love that. So these are all easy ways to use these things. Browser use will run an agent in your browser, but unless you know what you're doing, it's like, whatever. It is what it is. Face Fusion. You got so much stuff. See, the last time we looked at it was E2, F5, TTS, and Diamond. That was when we looked at it. Anyway. So yeah, it's cool. It runs on your machine, so it's free. Right, chapter 6. Chapter 6. Chapter 6. And now we will go ahead and make ourselves a new document. Check the community tab. Ah, I never even looked there before. Thanks, Full Dive. I didn't even know there was one. The budget changes the perspective. Like, if you don't have to buy a dog, you learn to bark. Ah, that's an interesting expression, Fernicar. I like that one. Right, so let's just call this one... we've already done smooth, so this one's going to be sniper. So... I always forget the name of the flower. Oh, crap. Whoops. Damn. There we go. Set up and ready. Save that. And you know where this is going. 0. Did I just put the wrong thing? No, I did the right thing. I'm just tripping myself. George, just putting it together for the draft. Wait, there. Okay, and then we want to do... Oh my god, come on, man. I want to do 8. I want to do normal. Sometimes I go for Calibri. Where's the story gone? Am I insane, or is... There we go. Yeah, I'm insane. Alright, 41 pages. That's about right. Oh, I see what happened. It changed all of my cool... You know, it got rid of all my things when I changed the... Yeah. That's about right. So now I gotta find them. Oh, that's one. It looks like it's going to be obvious, actually, because there's like a giant white space. Yeah. Page breaks for the win. Oh. And that's it. Save. So what do we got? 29,000 words, 41 pages. It's about the same. It's about the same. So you know what I'm going to do, right? Because this is the bit that drives you nuts. So obviously we ran the sniper on it, right? So what happens when I run the sniper on the sniped? Is there any more? Yeah? And you can essentially go round and round and round and round in circles if you're trying to automate your way out of a wet paper bag. But what I recommend is actually reading your story, because it'll stop the madness. You might find that actually it's fine. I like it like this and it's done, right? You might find. But let's do a couple of operations and see what it thinks. In fact, do I have holographic tutor in here somewhere? I do not, but I've got it on my machine. Oh, we've got use. Ooh. Ooh, that's. Yeah, we've got to do it. Okay. Please read my draft story and write me a golden shadow report.md. This will be interesting, because I was wondering about that. But again, we're still not onto the feature of the hour, so we're coming into the end of the hour, so now it's time to start it. Really, I'm right on time. So, I've already shown you inner thoughts. It reads the page and the characters. That's how it does it. So what I want to do is I want to take one of my... No. Come on. We'll get there. I want to take one of my Spittoon inversion prompts. I want to make a new one. So we're going to take the narrator pass, because it's a bit of a template on how I write them. Okay. With some narrator related stuff in there, right? So if I take a copy of this, I'll take it as an attachment and then bind it to the chat, and I'll say attached is my distilled system prompt for my narrator pass agent, which will read a page from a story and then add a narrator's voice at appropriate points with contextual awareness. We will create a new prompt that will mimic the structure and style of the narrator. There's a dash in it. That's really cool. Pass one. I hit that. There's that in it. You know, that's what I meant. That's classic. Nothing like a space to throw it all out. Hopefully the LLM doesn't break. We will create a new prompt that will mimic the structure and style of the narrator pass while we are creating action scene enhancer dot. I'm going to say MD. He seems to like MDs a bit more than writing text files. Seems to like understanding them a bit better too. This new distilled, got to triple distill it, guys. This new triple distilled system will allow for the reading and comprehension of a given page of a story. Then, if action is found, in fact, I'm just going to say if no action is found first. If no action is found, then no action is taken. However, if action is found, it will go ahead and add various relevant details dynamically, such as speeding up the pacing while slowing down the perception of time, increased sensory details, and other combat related scene narrative. Thinking, please. Did you notice Sing Grandpa's phrases? They're good. Grandfather always said, Sing carries this to protect, not harm. 6 rounds, though I hope to need none. Yeah, I know, it's really good. I was really surprised at how well it managed to nail and paint out the character. You know, I can't say that I read the whole story. I did read the first 3 chapters in earnest, and then I started listening to the rest. So I might have, like, been working and tuned out the audio for the rest. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I think the ending could do with some work, but like I said, I got a couple of funky tools I've been working on. But yeah, this is the thing I was wanting to work on the most, the action enhancer. So I'll help you create a new action scene enhancer prompt that follows the structure and style. So it'll end up looking like one of my prompts, basically. Let's just make this bigger. Yeah, it looks like one of my prompts. It even has Klein paths in it, look, which are obviously wrong. So this will need tweaking, but it'll work. Manipulate perceived time, increase details, combat related, yeah. So key differences are conditional approach, only enhancing if action is detected. That's a new experiment. So in other words, if there's a page and it doesn't detect any action, it'll skip it. That'd be nice, because it'd save me a lot of tokens. I don't want to spend a banana on every page, but I will. Focus on time perception, manipulation. Because remember, it's not really per page, it's per chapter. And a lot of books only have 6 or 8 chapters. So it's like you're talking about a bunch of bananas, a coffee from Starbucks with, you know, with cream and marshmallows on, you know, these are the sorts of pricings we're talking about, and we're actually producing stories though. Anyway, conditional approach, perception, manipulation, combat related descriptive, maintain pacing. Would you like me to adjust this? For example, I could add more specific techniques, include more detail, provide more guidance on balance. If we can, we can improve this prompt. We can improve this prompt by including more dynamic action scene related instructions. How about that for a magic spell? What does that even mean? don't want him to get too obsessed with time dilation, though. Whoa. Okay. And I want to run this on a page and see what it does. That's the next thing. Go. Damn. Okay, right. So, action scene enhancer system. We'll call this one the... oh, what was the name of that guy? Call it the Michael Bay prompt. Are you introducing explosions and other... Do you know what? I'm going to have to just say... are we introducing explosions? No. We don't want to introduce them unless they're already there. Okay. I think it's gonna work. I'm just like, you know, I'm like, you know when you like baked a cake and you're like, you don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it now. So let's test it. So what I'll do is I will download it first and then I'll copy it because I'm going to edit it. I'll leave this open and we will go to projects with the middle mouse button. I'm going to create a project and we're going to call this one the Action Enhancer. Go into the project instructions, paste that in, and we're going to have to update the pathing because right now it's using the Klein format, which is nice. Look at this. Olfactory, gustatory. Oh God, it's getting intense. Supernatural. Wow. Okay, identify what the action is. Oh my God, look at these modes. Combat, chases, confrontations, physical conflict, intense athletic performance, supernatural and magical battles. Oh my God. So we will enhance story path. Okay, we will enhance the story by enriching action scenes whilst following the instructions. Now we don't have, with a system prompt like this, we don't have the project instructions. While following the law defined in that story, so make it self-defining, all original text, blah blah blah. Read the full storyline. Read the full story. Wait, what? Read default action style. God. That doesn't exist. See, this is why it needs a bit of editing. Read the full storyline from story path. I'm just going to say read the full storyline to ensure narrative continuity. And then read default action style to maintain. Yeah, so I don't have that. I don't have default action style. I'll just say maintain or where applicable. I think that is now clean. All right. So now I'm going to say, please read my story. In fact, I need to just attach it. We'll get the sniper version because I'm not going to double snipe it. All right, spoilers. We are going to look at the result with that, though. I haven't forgotten. So read my story. Dandelion. Oh no, he's going to think sniper has got something to do with... I'm going to have to explain that, aren't I? Damn it. Oh, I can't. Because the thing is, he's so clever, he'll think that, you know, he's going to think... It's actually kind of funny. He's going to think that there's a sniper in this story. You see what I mean? The fact that it's called Dandelion Sniper. So I'm going to have to call this Dandelion Draft 2. which is way more ambiguous. Okay? Oi! Go back! There we go. Right, stop spoiling everything, guy. So, delete that. Put Dandelion Draft 2. Okay, cool. So, please read my story. And enhance my action scenes. I'm trying to give it a typical prompt here. Read my story, enhance my action scenes. Grr. Is there anything else I need to say, really? I don't think there is. Ah, I know. Process each chapter one at a time per response. Writing a new file named after the chapter. Start from chapter 0. I think that's all I gotta say. All right. It's like launching a new boat. Let's go and have a look at the results of some of the other stuff. We'll do Golden Shadow in a second. So, okay, so we did Sniper on the sniped version of the story. Okay, and here's the report. So effective, these are good. Revision candidates. Descriptions of the protagonist's eye seem similar. And it gives examples. Now, this is the funny thing. It's been sniped, right? These are all different to me. These aren't, do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, he's always talking about his eye because it's broken. I would be too. But they're different. They're not all the same. It says, water lapped against appears 4 times in the whole book. That's okay. The fact that there's a lot of rain, that's fine. Like I said, we've got an ecological disaster in a flooded city. So it's kind of like, I'm not going to excuse all these. What I'd do is I'd go and look at them. So what I'll do is I'll say suggest changes for each of the examples given in this report. Write to a new file named sniper sniped.md. So I'll give him that task to go and get on with. We've looked at smoothing, so we can close that. That's now working. This is narrator enhanced, so we've... Oh, that was... Yeah. So here we go. Right, so while it's writing that, let's talk about the Golden Shadow. The Golden Shadow is a good way to resurrect hidden story elements. So there may be characters that are underdeveloped, and this will make recommendations for you to do that. So, as you can see in the story Dandelion, it's saying protagonist Lunacorp provides rich opportunities for character development. Submersibles Resistance Group, again underdeveloped. So the report highlights 8 elements with significant development potential. Family history and cultural heritage. Protagonist multicultural background. Offers opportunities for emotional depth and context to his moral compass. The Commissioner's hidden depths. She has her own complex history. The workshop for neighborhood kids. This thing came up a lot because I said that the guy does community work, you know. So it kept coming up, which is kind of funny. The journal writing habit. The connection between the Lunarium Club thefts and a bioweapon. Now, the thing is, that was a bit jarring. I think in chapter 2, there was supposed to be like a heist at this club, and it just suddenly switches to the bioweapon plot, which was one of the biggest things that, when I was reading it, that was the thing that needed to address that. And a revolver Costancia. Okay, so that's his gun. So this is actually not bad. Have we got anything else here? So what I would do is I would go with the... Oh, hang on, there's way more here that I haven't read. Oh my god. We're not reading all of this. So it even gives me a quote so I can find it. And it says, current limitations and narrative value. Yeah. Family history scattered around. Hidden depths. So it didn't just give me a list. It actually gave me a full report with every line that I need to go and look at. And what it could, how it could be changed. Okay, current limitations. Intriguing habit is mentioned but not utilized. The journal writing. Connections between the... Right. The investigation at the Luminarium Club is positioned as the protagonist's official assignment, contrasting with his unofficial investigation of the deaths, but the connection between these plot threads remains ambiguous. Narrative value. Integrating these seemingly parallel investigations would create a more cohesive narrative and potentially offers surprising revelations about the intersections of wealth, power and corporate weaponry. See, if you ask me, this is actually a big part of the story that's missing. I'm going to have to give it another read after all the stuff we've done tonight. But it does look to me like maybe it's lacking, right? Maybe it's lacking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say to Golden Shadow, please write... Oh, do you know what? Let's just do... Yeah. Okay. We can address all of the issues in the report. What's the name? What's the file? In the Golden Shadow analysis. Golden Shadow analysis. Dandelion report. Yes. Using the Golden Shadow agent, we will write each chapter as a new complete file named after the chapter we have rewritten. So we're doing story to story. I hope you can see that. This is just image to image with stories at this point. We can address all of the issues identified in the Golden Shadow analysis Dandelion report using the Golden Shadow agent. We will write each chapter as a new complete file. Okay, you will process one chapter per response. Seems to work pretty well, that. For the chat, I mean. Yes. Okay, so now we're going to let the Golden Shadow cook, because I might not use this. Okay, just straight up, might not use it, because this is a little bit destructive in the way that it's bringing up new plot lines from inside the story. So this is extremely experimental. I've had good results with it, but this late in the stage, it might be like a downgrade. The stuff it might add might be dry, because remember, we generated dry and then we made it wet by doing upscale, inner voice, smoothing, the sniper for the repetition, and now the Golden Shadow agent. Maybe I should have done this earlier. Okay, so this is one of those, should I put sugar on the cake after I've baked it? Probably not. Probably should have gone into the dough. Anyway, so, you know, why is it coming out like bread? Sugar bread. Just put the sugar on after. Just dust it. Just dust the bread and sugar. It's just the same. It's the same. So, yeah, like I said, recipe analogy, right? This was all missing from the recipe because when I started, I didn't know I'd need it. And I've added all these things. So what I might do is get all these prompts and then feed them into an agent and go, hey, can we just make a combined agent that does all of this in one shot? You know? I think it's fully possible to just do it in one shot. But yeah, I don't want to I'm not going to announce something works until I've tested it and it did. So look at him go. Can't wait to get the report from this one. Okay, so this is my repetition sniper, and to be honest, what's this? He's finished refining. Okay, so suggested alternatives. Integrate into narration. Differential structure pattern common. Our second date. Wait, what? He's got a love interest now? I haven't got to that part yet. Spoilers! Question format. How many heights detectives would recognize the... Wow. Emotional shift. What? This is all for one thing? Oh, okay. So we're changing various character thoughts. Do you know what? Yeah, this is actually going to improve it again. So it's almost like kneading dough. You just got to knead the dough and not expect it to be cooked, you know? Look at this. Look at all this. All this. This is crazy. I don't know. This is what I'm saying, man. If you can't figure out a way to write your way... Look, imagine you've written into a dead end. You don't know what to do. You got writer's block. It's very common, right? And then it gives you... Oh, you could do this, 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 you could do this. That's why we need this running on local, man. And to be honest, I think that for a lot of this stuff, it's not using the full power of the LLM to do this. Just happens to be the best way right now. Alright, so, yeah, like I said, you can snipe your sniped draft. And you can continue like a sculptor would chip away at stone. Okay? It's up to you when you're done. So, you know, snipe for infinity. So, smoothing. I think we already did this one. Yeah, smoothing's done. So we can move on from the smoothing. Although I do want to turn the prompt into a Klein thing. So that would be the agent instructions. Alright, so back to the action enhancer. So first of all, manipulate perceived time by slowing down the crucial moment when the blue flash is detected. Physical sensation and pain from the eye implant included detailed physical reactions and combat maneuvers. Incorporated proprioception elements like the feeling of freefall and pressure against the restraint harness, adding tactical awareness of patrol boat reactions. So, that's interesting. So, it was just like, yeah, I found stuff. Alright. Let's enhance chapter 1. Yes. Continue with enhancing chapter 1. Awesome. Like I said, I think it's too late in the game for the Golden Shadow to actually write stuff now. I think I should have probably done it earlier. Probably when it was a skeleton. Maybe do Golden Shadow early. Well, like I said, it's an optional thing because it's quite unpredictable what it does. But look at this. It did them all. It's done them all, dude. It's expanded chapter 0 to include all of these things. He could develop phantom pain. Yeah. And then that would be like, you know, part of the thing. Yeah. And he would remember it. It would end up being distilled back into his character. And so then, you know, yeah. It's really interesting. So look, I've introduced a scene where he sees workshop students doing their projects and talks to them, showing his commitment to empowering the next generation. See, that was missing from the first book. He keeps going on about, oh, I could go and work. I'm going to go and do the community workshop tonight and teach the kids how to do engineering. But then he never does it. He never did it. So this is really good, actually. I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should do this and then do this. It's really bad, man. Like we're figuring out what the formula is. I think we should do action enhancer after doing Golden Shadow, if it is that good. Would you like to focus on any specific element? No, just work on the next chapter. Continue with chapter 1. Because I don't even know what he's going to find in next chapter. Dandelion chapter 0. So this is Golden Prose, right? Oh crap, he's moved. Yeah. This is nuts. Hang on, so... No. S5 Golden Shadow. Page 0. There it is. You are right, Fernicar. I wondered why. Do you know what I think it is, right? Because he's writing the story backwards. He doesn't know when the first time he did it was. But do you know what's really interesting? Something which I've seen this do, which I've never seen any other AI do, is he would say stuff like, he'd do foreshadowing. Because, you know, when you're writing from the future going backwards, he knows what's happened in the future. So he can write past events to line up. So he'll go stuff like, oh, the detective didn't know. Tonight was a calm night. And he sat there completely not knowing that in 3 days... You know, in 3 days, this thing was going to happen, right? And so it's like it can do foreshadowing and stuff because it actually wrote the future first and it's going backwards. It's like there's so many little advantages to writing it the wrong way, going backwards through the story that way. But yeah, I was really impressed with that. That surprised me. I was like, hang on a minute, what just happened? Don't know why we're getting double line breaks out of Golden Shadow. But yeah, we're going to have to compare these, and I think the only way to compare them is like file diff, using difference. He mentions the future, and that told me he didn't die until the time we get to the present. That's true, but it was a calm period, so it's okay. It's okay to not have doubt over the character until you get to the event. And then when you're in the event, you have the suspense, because you haven't read the story yet, but it has, so it's like it has an edge. He didn't use that arrival to the present. Yeah, but like I said, I think that's why he explains what the gun is the last time. So the first time that the AI wrote it, he introduced what the model of the thing was. But then the story kept going backwards and back, you know, and so then he's talking about this eye in shorthand, so it's like it's almost like you have to kind of go and take the introductory and just swap them round so that the first time he does it, gives you the full explanation, because I noticed it's backwards. Like the last time he talks about the gun, he tells you loads of stuff about it, you know. And the last time he talks about the eye, he gives you the serial number and stuff. But the first time he's just like, oh, my eye was really powerful. Because I think that's a side effect of the fact that we wrote it backwards. And he doesn't really know how many pages there are, or he does. And I think it's something, it's got to be a side effect. It's easy to catch though. But yeah, well spotted. I spotted that too. So we want a page 1.text. And we want a page 2.text. On a page 3.text, on a page 4.text, and so on. What's going on here? Why am I getting trolled? Do you see this? I just created all the files and it just renamed it. Hey! What was happening? Is it going to do it again? What? That's cursed. Well, I wasn't even looking at the screen, so that's probably why. It's probably a good idea to look at the screen. Bad doctor equals Dr. Chen. Don't tell me Chen is like bad in Chinese or something, because that would be really on the nose. I don't know about these things. I don't speak Chinese. It might have like called him like Mr. Badman. I wouldn't even know. Dr. Chen didn't tie the knot. When will you read it all? Yeah, I know. Tonight. See, I read half of it last night and half of it tonight, and this is the problem, right? I've written 1, 2, 3. We're going to be 4 versions deep. you know, and I haven't read. This is the problem, guys. Humans can't read fast enough. Like the AI is so quick. I don't think people realize how quick it is until you start doing it, and you're like, oh my god, this is a lot. This isn't a page. This is like 5 pages, 6 pages. Anyway, that's why we go for size 8 text, because yeah. Well, that'd be a thick book. Okay, so page 1. So let's see it then. Page 1. See, I'm a little bit concerned about the format. Look at this. Alright, let's do a little bit of a sniff test. So, my mother had been saying for situations like this. Is that real? Okay, let's see if this is real. My mother had a saying, did she? Let's see if it's even a real thing. When the river sounds, it carries water. Okay. When the river makes noise, it carries water. Alright. Checks out. Something was making noise and I intended to discover what it was. What currents were truly flowing. Okay, now. Sniper version. Last line. Wait a minute. There ain't nothing about that. Back to the other one. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The night had fully claimed the city. My journal would see another entry. I set course for the western outflow channel. Alright, back to the original. I set course for the western outflow channel. The night had fully claimed the city. Oh, cool. Holy crap. Okay, so these are the last two paragraphs from the sniper version. And then it added all that. Brain matter flowing from people's ears. It's actually a really cool story. But yeah, if we go back now to the smoothed page 1 and get down to that last line. I'm just comparing a random section of the story here, guys. I'm not trying to say like what's good and what's bad. I'm just... So here we go. I set a course for the western outflow channel. And Reynolds can threaten my career all he wants. Was in stars. So there's some thought there. So let's go back to the other one and see if we can see that. Reynolds can threaten. So it's gone. It's no stars now. And then Reynolds can threaten. Where is it? There it is. Reynolds can threaten. We've lost nothing. All we've done is gained additional detail and context. Perfect. Alright, and then while we're on this, let's go now and have a quick look at the action output. I'll admit I'm dumping it. I'm going to redo it once we've got all of our new pages out of the Golden Shadow. So if I go with the action enhancer, what does chapter 1 look like? Let's get to the last, because we've just been comparing that, so we can compare this. What the? Excuse me. Mouse problems. Okay, so this is based on an earlier draft, so it's missing some stuff. Reynolds can threaten my career all he wants. I set course for the western outflow. Cut through the darkness with twin beams. An illusion of depth above and below. So what did it actually do? Navigating the skimmer. The badge. Reynolds can threaten my career. The 357 Magnum. This is all good stuff. It's not always a Model 686. Sometimes it changes. which is something I have to check. Accuracy check. That's the sort of thing that you would catch as a human just reading it, though. There's no need to spend money on something like, oh, every time it says Smith & Wesson model, it has to be the same. Otherwise, it's like, you know, it's breaking your own rules, right? Alright. So, yeah, I think I'll do this after the Golden Shadow, because this is just gonna... It's just gonna increase the fidelity of action in scenes, which is probably a good thing. What's this say? My eye software calculated his emotional state with cold precision. What? Okay. This is like they say 3 words. Look at that. So that's someone saying something there. And then nobody else said no. And then somebody says something there. It's thick. The amount of stuff between what people are saying is kind of awesome to see. Look at that. That's quite a long bit of speech. Oh my god. So he says a bunch of really... Look, I'll have you transferred. And then he left. And he's just with his own thoughts for ages. And then he goes and talks to someone else. So yeah. Yeah. This is an experiment, doing the Golden Shadow in the middle, because it does add a whole bunch of cool stuff. Is that chapter 1? I'll just say continue with chapter 2, please. Yeah, he's weaving the narrative is what he's doing. He's weaving narratives. I knew more about brain liquefaction than most detectives. Wait, what? Did you? This is news to me. And that would be coffee time. Welcome back again. Here we are, it's still writing. So let's get a couple of those prompts put up into the repo, because clearly they're not there. So back to prompts, and we're going to say add file. I'm going to say smoothing step phase. Wait, no. Whoa, what are you doing? Okay, back. It's like altered the path. Don't do that. I pressed backspace too many times. Don't do that. We're going to call it story smoothing dot text, and let's just find that. So no, yes, yes. So we will enhance the story. So that would be, you know, @/story in capitals. And obviously there'll be a V2 of this that's like more precise, but this will work. Read story. Okay. So this is the prompt. So read story, cross-reference the full story. So this would be read page 0.text. Do you know what? I think in a future version it might actually... Whoa! Did we just like kick everyone off? I've just noticed everyone got disconnected from the stream. Oh no! Well, I haven't dropped any frames, so I'm still here. Oh, and you're back. Isn't that weird? I don't know why, but I think you all got dropped there. Or maybe I got dropped. Anyway. So I think something which I'll do is make it so that it can write its own ledger. So it's able to write repetitive details to a ledger, which it can then check. So obviously this is a basic version of the prompt, right? Oh, you're there and you didn't notice? It's probably just me then. But yeah, so the idea is give it a notepad so it can write down what the repetitive details were, so that if it hits the same repetitive details on different pages, it has like a shortcut list. You know, you end up building a hit list of things that are really common across the whole book as opposed to just on the page. So you can think of it as like random access memory for the things that it changed, like a log, and then it can use that to refine later pages. So that's the direction of smoothing. This is just basic smoothing, so it's all about natural flow. And then we did the golden shadow. So now we have chapter 2. I'm going to say, please continue with chapter 2. I think chapter 3. So we copy that. Go to page 2. Save that. So it's going to continue with that one. I've already released the golden shadow prompt, so the only one left is the action enhancer prompt. So let's take a copy of that and throw it up. Story, action, scene, enhancer. Bit of a mouthful, but we get there. Okay, we will enhance the story by enriching. Okay, so again, this is going to be your story. So all of your, if you've done my tool, all your pages are going to be in there. If you put it into one file, then link that file. You know what I mean? Read the full storyline. Yeah. Identify scenes within the text. If no enhancement. Yeah. To be honest, yeah, so this is your prompt. Does it say anywhere that we do one page at a time? I don't think it does. You can always add it, I guess. Say, we will process one chapter at a time, writing a new file using the chapter name. Obviously, if you use more than just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it should just automatically keep that name. So there we go. That's a nice little improvement. This one's intense though. So I think like a combination of golden shadow and the action enhancer Once we get to the end, it's going to be worth doing another review. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting all of these up as examples in the narrative spittoon. So we're going to have an examples folder in the repo, and I'll label all of these. I think I do have a version of Dandelion which is like not upscaled on my laptop maybe, or in a zip file. I'm not sure, because I think we made it all on live stream. And to save on tokens, oh my god, it's white. I'm going to hide. So to save on tokens, what I did was I told it to edit the file instead of making a new copy every time. So it's bad for demonstration. It's bad for demonstration, but it's good for token cost. Oh, we're on Epoch 6, everyone. And remember, these test prompts are scuffed, so there's no point. There's no point even looking at them, because basically what's happened is there's 30 substyles in this LoRa, and all of them have been activated. Which isn't such a bad thing, mind. This actually looks pretty accurate to what I'm trying to do, which is just kind of luck, I guess. See, the world I'm trying to build doesn't have a ground. There's just clouds above and clouds below. And then there's hunks of rock that kind of just hang about like this. You know, they're not really flying because there isn't a ground. It's the sky in all directions in this world I'm writing for. So, you know, there's no ocean. I think the gravity is nasty and shreds you if you sink, inverted quotes, right? Airships and stuff. It's fun writing airships. Okay. So, yeah, this is coming along nicely. I expect this kind of output when this happens. It's because I forgot to put the triggers in. I basically used the appended captions, not the complete captions. I don't know how I even did that, but that's what I did. So this will probably be ready at some point tomorrow. Back. So this is Dandelion Sniper. We should have Dandelion Shadow eventually. Continue to chapter 4. Copy that. Page 3. Let me save the pages. Okay, page 4. Okay, so I've given away my latest prompts. So there was one thing left, one thing I'm not happy about, which is that it's not very obvious what you're supposed to do. Like, obviously I've got a README and it does explain what to do, but I think you need a little bit more of a... Yes, I asked for fatal impudence. Yes, imprudence, yes. So a character makes a terrible mistake leading to loss. And it did it. Yeah, it did it. Yeah. When I review the novel, it's sort of like some of the reviews I get, it's like, it's a great book, but readers might find themselves unsatisfied with the ending. And I'm like, yeah, because it's a bad ending. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to see if because you know how it is, right? The AIs are two super friends, you know? He won't do stuff. One time I had an AI turn around and say, you can't write a villain. You need to set good examples for people in the world. And I'm like, what? Of course the villain has to be villainous. Otherwise he's not a villain. If you don't have an antagonist, there's no story. What are you talking about? So I was like, all right, this is early on, like about a year and a half ago now. And so I wanted to see if we could do a bad ending, which is what we did with this story that we're working on, Dandelion. It's not a good ending. It doesn't end well, you know? It doesn't end like, oh yeah, this was all worth it. It ends like, was it even worth it? Hang on a minute, I'm missing the end. Wait a minute. Why does this... Wow, it really does just end. What the hell? If I copied something wrong here. Oh yeah, but in the end, the mystery of Dandelion was solved. No, it's just a really long ending. 4 pages, 5. Wait, what? Hang on a minute. No. I'm a twat. Oh, do you know what I've done? I've copied. Oh, I can't believe this. Oh, do you reckon I'll get away with it? I copied in chapter. This is. How have I done that? Right, I need to check the files. So if I go to Sniper page 5, but in the end, the mystery was solved. That's weird. I've just looked at this. Yeah, the last page, I've swapped them round. Oh no. And that will obviously... Well, actually, hang on. I haven't got that far yet, have I? 5, Mersynth facility. 6, the end. Yeah. Oops. Alright, copy that. Luckily, I haven't got that far yet. Oops. Oi. Stop it. Yeah, I haven't got that far yet, luckily, so I was worried I'd like have to do everything again. You know, like, oh no! But no, it's fine. I think there is a chance that the file I submitted to Claude is the wrong way round. So there is a chance that... But we haven't got that far yet, so... Save that. So I fixed this. But that means that, you know, the document is wrong. So... Okay, that's now fixed. I'm glad we caught that, because that would have been a nightmare. I mean, technically, it may have broken my outputs already, but I'm hoping that I get away with it. I'll just have to pay close attention to the last chapters. It's not perfect anyway. Do you know what I mean? There we go. Now it ends with at the end, which is probably a good thing. So let's just do plain text and then go back to the cloud. We're at chapter 4 now. So yeah, it was about to matter. We fixed that just in the nick of time. So what I'm going to do... We need to change this file. I wish I'd done it with an artifact. I've got an idea. I can save it. I can save it. Temporarily add the file to the artifacts, the correct file. Okay. Because this will overwrite it mid-chat. I know it will. A very large file, it says. Okay. From this point on, use the story found in the artifacts named... What's it called? Dandelion Sniper.txt and ignore the outdated version from the start of this conversation. Continue with chapter 5. Mate, this is going to be a switcheroo. We'll find out immediately if it works as well, because it will start doing the wrong thing. So let's find out if this hack works, because it is a hack. I basically just broke it. I was like, oh no, I made a mistake and I don't really want to start the whole thing again. Yeah, Fatal Imprudence is a really cool... I put them all in there, by the way. If you want to explore them, they're all in the chronology of stories, which is literally in here somewhere. Where is it? Story types chronology. 100 years of story structures, guys. Don't sleep on this. This is such a cool tool, honestly. I want to make it more compact now. I want to make it smaller. I want to make it, because it will make it faster. I want to combine the prompts as well so that it's like more dynamic and you get less passes. You see what I mean? I think this AI can do it. Okay, so let's see how he started with this one. So, no, no, fail. You're not. Hang on. Message limit reached. Lol. Well, that's all she wrote then. So now I have to pay for it. It's a real shame. So, because it was doing it perfectly. All right. So it would have screwed up anyway. So what I'm going to do is close everything. Close everything. Close it all down. And we're at page 3, page 4. So hang on, did it do page 4? Yeah, it did page 4. I never copied it. That's another one in the bag. And then we go to page 5. And now we'll use my new Golden Shadow prompt, which is right here. I'm going to copy that. Yeah, copy that. Go to here. Plan. Paste it in the prompt. Golden Shadow prompt, system agent. You are the system agent. This is kind of funny. All stories, blah, 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 blah. When presented with a story in specific page with, okay. Go to plan. Let's do it this way. I'm going to give him the folder. So I'm going to give him the folder sniper. Hang on a minute. Is he just going to go wild and do it all on his own? Stop. Page 5. Oh, this is. Oh, that's at S4-sniper. The slashes go the wrong way. Nightmare. S4 sniper. Yep, that's the story. You will process at S4 sniper page 0. No, not 0. We've already done 0. 5. We've only got 2 left. With Golden Shadow Agent. Try that. See, I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him where to look. Coffee. Good. Good. It's all working fine. Off you go, my son. And then obviously you know it. Once it's finished page 5, page 6, another edit. Dun, 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 dun. Now then, while it's doing that, dandelion sniped. sniped. So we will share. Did I already do this? Nope. Anyone with the link? Copy the link. Go to the Discord. We'll put it on a GitHub eventually, but for now this will work. So post repetition sniper. Three pages next time to make the feedback loop faster. Yeah, do you know what? I actually saying what you're saying there is interesting actually, because I've been thinking instead of it just reading the page, maybe we should allow it to read the 3 pages together. So it will read the page but be aware of its neighbors but not change it. So it's able, you know what I mean? I know it would make it slower, but it would make it way more accurate, because if it was able to see like the page before and the page after, I think that's going to increase its abilities to, you know, I think that's going to make a big difference. And it sounds obvious when you think about it. Like, give him a little bit of... No, you can't read the whole story, but you could give him, like, oh, let him see the end of the last page and the start of the next page. That wouldn't even cost that much. So, these are the things I've been toying with. But anyway, that's the sniped version. Can we click on the star, please? Thank you. I'm going to do a duplication because it's going to be quicker than setting the whole thing up again. And this one will obviously be golden. Come on. Chop, chop. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? Oh yeah, it's already got the chapter numbers in, so they're gonna double up. That's okay. I can fix that easily. Do. Oh. There we go. She is ready for whatever comes. Whoa! Is he finished? He's finished. One banana per page. Uh-huh. Continue. Whoa! Wait, actually, wait. I think... Wait, what's going on here? Why can't I see the thing? Isn't that weird? Why can't I see my prompts anymore? Huh? Now you can... Look, there's no read more anymore. I don't know if I like that. How do I get my original prompt, please? You don't. Alright, fine. Alright. Okay, I guess I've just got to edit this one. Damn, see, I added a couple of things to it. I was hoping to update it from the success. But no. When presented with a story in a specific page. See, this is written to be an agent. It's not distilled like Klein likes it. Alright, well, I'll worry about that when I have umming time. For now, this works. So what I'll do is I'll just say... because normally I would start a new chat, but I can't find the system prompt. Yeah, I want it to be the same, though, so I'd rather risk it being a bit more expensive to do the next page than reset and potentially lose some continuity magic. Smooth, sniped. Yeah. Hang on a minute. What the hell did it just... It did do the right page, didn't it? Hang on a minute. How the hell did it do that? I've just realised it read... No, it didn't. It read page 4. That's hilarious. It read the wrong one. It just did page 5. Page 5 is just page 4. So clearly... Alright. No, wrong page. This one. Okay. Useless. I think I did just burn a banana. I did just burn an entire banana. So why did it look at the wrong... So it started looking at S5 Golden Shadow, but then it was like, oh, I need to look at S4 Sniper page 5. And then he's like, oh, I'm going to edit this. But it's... Why did he do the wrong... Why did he do the wrong one? Did I tell him to do the wrong one? Nope. I think I need to bake it into the prompt. Okay. Nearly. All right. Okay. I think this is going to be a solid. I think this one's going to be solid once it's done. Ah, typical. Now I get errors. Remember how I said you'll get to the last page and then it'll start giving you grief? That's where I'm at right now. Don't worry, all I have to do is project into the universe that I plan on doing a bunch of other stuff. What the hell? It's giving me multiple choice. It's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire time. I can focus on one primary element or develop multiple shadows in concert. You develop multiple shadows in concert, mush. You're not getting off the hook that easy. I like how it's given me like 5 different things of doing all of it. What? Oh my god, it's continuing to develop it. Proceed, adjust, consider. No, it's not all to do with the thing. Right, just go. He'll start rewriting the entire book if you're not careful. So it read Sniper page 5. Good. Good. That is page 5 now. It's because I broke it. To be honest, I broke it. So if I hadn't put those last 2 chapters in the wrong order, I wouldn't have had to like hijack the thread, and you know. So yeah, but I think we got away with it in the end. It was just a bit like or you could actually say no, we didn't get away with it. It was a total disaster. So yeah, just start again. That's what I had to do. So yeah. But we're still going to get away with just the last 2 pages. Chen's stolen codes? Spoilers! Big spoilers. Yep. Dragon Diffusion UK Limited, what are we doing? Hello and welcome. We are just putting the finishing touches on this story that we made yesterday. So the live from yesterday would explain how to do it from scratch. But we have a repo called Spittoon Inversion, and it has all the instructions that you need. The core is you have the last page of your story in a folder called story, and then you define in a folder of your creation all the elements of your characters, your story, your world, blah 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 blah. There's a bunch of stuff that you just get my programming instructions, and then you run it and it will make you a story backwards. After that you can run we got like 20 more prompts now that do various different things like expansion, repetition, sniping, smoothing, inner thoughts, all kinds of stuff. So I guess you could just shortcut to writing with AI, but we're not doing it forwards, we're doing it backwards because it works, because it's better, way better. It's not a bridge to nowhere, it's a bridge to yesterday. So it makes sense the more you think about it. You know, AI can tell us, if I tell an AI what happened today, it can guess what happened yesterday. But if I say, this is what happened today, tell me what happened in a year, it's a completely different ask, which is what most people are trying to do. Okay, so now we're going to go and see if we can get, so now I'm going to say, continue and process page 6.text. Let's see it. And yeah, like I said, whiteout warning. When we get the story that we're working on at the moment, We're currently, oh, that's the wrong one. It's a novella, and it's currently coming in at 30,000 words across 40 pages. But this is the sniped version, and we're putting it through something called the Golden Shadow right now. So we're going to get a new word count in just a minute. Okay, so just act, because it's going crazy trying to ask me all these different things. I should have said proceed with all. I think it will just proceed with all by default. But yeah, we're developing all this stuff ourselves, so it's not like you can GitHub my, you can clone my GitHub and do everything we're doing with Klein and VS Code, but it's not like, it's not like a tool you install or a service that you pay. We're just doing it kind of from scratch. We're using API right now with Claude 3.7, but the thing is, this should be able to be adapted directly into Ollama with local models as soon as we find a candidate that can actually do tool use properly. That's like, what is the best local model? It like changes every week or day almost, it feels sometimes. And so sometimes I just use API because I've got a budget and I'm like, I need to have the best. If you use the best, you usually get a higher quality output and it's less editing work to get it all corrected, because they do make mistakes. He's still writing the last page, so I haven't got the last page yet. We're still waiting on it. And the funny thing is, we ain't even done, because I just wrote a new action enhancer prompt. Where's the prompt? Oh yeah, it's an agent, so there is no prompt. You have to look at here. Enhance the story by enriching action scenes while following the law defined in that story. All original text, speech, and narrative will be preserved. No existing story elements will be altered. Read the full storyline. Ensure narrative continuity. Where applicable, maintain consistent action scene enhancement. Identify action scenes within the text. Combat, chases, confrontations, physical conflicts, intense athletic performances, supernatural and magic battle. If no action scene is detected, make no changes to the text. For identified action scenes, add dynamic enhancements that manipulate perceived time, intensify sensory details, enhance combat choreography and physics, heighten physiological and psychological responses. And then more rules, rhythmic alternation between explosive action and momentary stillness. There's so many rules, but it can figure all of that out and just do it. So obviously you can run it as a prompt in Claude projects or GPT, that works fine. But really I test them on here because it's cheaper to test stuff with my daily limit and then take the stuff that works into Klein where we test the thing, and once it's tested I usually throw the prompt up into the GitHub with all the other stuff. It's in the prompts folder. So yeah, I hope that it fills you in on what's going on here. So what's this? Yeah, so we've got it now. So now we can put page 6 in, save it, save that. Where's the share button? Share it with everyone, copy the link, and Discord please. So now we got the Golden Shadow version is ready. Stage 5 is this? Yeah, stage 5. In case you weren't here when we were building it. Oh, bedtime in Dubai. Hello, Dom. Good to see you, mate. Yes. So the Golden Shadow actually looks at your story and it'll find elements that you didn't even bother finishing. And it'll be like, hey, I can finish that. You're going to finish that? It's pretty good. It will resurrect untold stories in your story. So anyway, that's another one for the pins. At the moment, I'm pinning the results of this story writing. So each time we're updating it, we're getting more and more and more. So hang on a minute, are we missing one? Sniped? Sniped isn't pinned. Smooth, sniped, shadowed. So now it's action. Do you get consistent action enhancement with that agent? So for argument's sake, the ninjas do ninja stuff all the time. Haha, fascinating stuff, says Dom. 99, Dom. Thanks for dropping by. For argument's sake, do ninjas do ninja stuff all the time? This is a dynamic agent. I would make an actual, like, say I was writing a story about ninjas, and I want my ninjas to be ninja lore accurate. I would write an agent that simulates the ninjas. And I would add in, you know how you have dry and wet? I write my stories dry, so they don't have all of that information. And then in a second pass, we come in and where appropriate with context awareness and dynamic application, like, you know, RAG style. We come in and we basically just generate all that stuff. And the only way to do it consistently is, like, you'd have to have, like, a little agent that... Do you know what I mean? It's like in Star Trek, where they had those guys that were really good at Star Trek, and they're there to make sure that when they write a new episode, they don't break their own lore. It's the same thing. You've got to have, like, a lore agent go over it. And so, obviously, if it was ninjas, you want to have a ninja agent be like, he's an expert on ninjas. He describes what they're doing and their moves, and then it's consistent, because it's going to be the same every time. So every time the ninjas come in, you do like an upscale refined pass on the text with your ninja agent that makes it ninja lore accurate. That's all we're doing. But it's a great question, though. So that's how you do it. You kind of pre-program it. Yeah, exactly. The other thing as well is, once you've finished a book, so say you finish your story and you get to the end of it, I recommend you distill that story back into your project plans. So then the next time you write a story, it's aware of the continuity. So, but you have to do that. If you don't do that, then the characters aren't aware of what happened in the last book. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to do that yourself. But you can do it with another prompt, so not a big deal. It's just another 75 cents away. No, it's not even that much. It's probably more like 6 to 10 cents. And that's with a good model. So let's chuck that out the way for now. Now, obviously, I'm going to put this through my action agent, but I'm going to do it with the local. So you can expect an updated prompt. Do you know, that's really annoying that they've changed this in Klein. It's really annoying that you can't get the prompt back. So it cost me 1 banana to do 2 pages. I did page 5 and 6 in the same prompt. So it cost me, like I say, 1 banana if you live in a nice area, I guess. So there it is. That is the latest version. And so what I like to do at this point, I can't because I've run out, but what I tend to do is I get him to review it for me at this point, right? I've obviously got my own inbuilt review, so I'll show you how that works real quick. It's very simple. See how we have everything in that folder there? S5 Golden Shadow, right? That's where the story is at. So if I just say plan, please review my draft, my story draft, my draft story, whatever you want to say it. Please review my draft story using @holographic tutor. It's in the project, comes with it. Okay. And when you say my draft story, also link that. So that would be S5 Golden Shadow and just the folder. You don't need to name all the files. You can just name the folder. It'll read everything in there. Okay. Write my review in .md format as a complete file. So let's find out what we got. Because like I said, I want to add the action to this version of the story, but you can still review the current manuscript and see what it, you know, see how it measures up. I'll analyze all 7 pages from a university creative writing tutor perspective. Dragon Diffusion says, are you finding Claude has bias such as being woke, for example? Well, it's interesting you should say that. My thing with this subject has always been the same. I've been consistent on this one. I think they should be closer to the center because there's a vulnerability when you have an extreme view in any direction, because it can be flipped by simply saying do the opposite, right? With a couple of words you can make him extreme far right authoritarian. So the fact that he is far left was a big wasted effort. Yeah, the fact that he was liberal. But the thing is, there's a reason though. A more patient attitude is unlocked by making him liberal and left. Because generally the right-wing authoritarian guy is going to tell you what to do and argue with you. I'm just saying, you know, that's the way the personality breaks down, like regardless of what you favor, what flavor of politics you prefer. So am I finding he's woke? No. But then am I asking him anything political? No. Also, I don't ask him questions. I tell him what to do. So all he can do is fail me. He doesn't get an opportunity to tell me anything. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing doesn't affect stuff. I guess if I was a political researcher or I was writing social commentary, then yeah, it's going to be a problem. But the way I would fix that would be by using Grok to plan. I'd use Grok to plan. No, it's okay. You're fine. I haven't found that the bias affects my characters, no. The main character in this is... Oh my god, it's really quite funny. He's Indian and something else. It's actually really interesting, like what happens when you let the AI design the character versus you design the character yourself. The character in this story was designed by an AI prompt. The character in my previous stories was all handwritten by me. And the difference is night and day. Sometimes it's a bit cliche what the AI tries to generate. If I was being completely honest. But I did a whole video on this called Cognimus. Okay. Let's see. I did this on March 27th last year.
Work today is broken.
What the hell, dude? Why are you spamming me with ads? Give me a sec. Work today is broken and nobody cares. What are you talking about? No. Right. Thank you. My video. I just wanted to show my video without like ads everywhere. Look, you can't even get... Look, what? Get rid of the ad. Okay. So here I am talking about Cognimus, which is my idea of a machine animus. And in that, which is literally a year ago, almost to the day, we can have... You can see where the compass lands for all the main AIs. Doesn't matter, Claude, Gemini, they're all just as bad as each other, really. What was more interesting was the personality types. So you can view this video at your leisure. It's called Cognimus, Machine Animus, ChatGPT versus Copilot versus Claude versus Gemini, persona profiling. And I show you the methodology and then all of the results. And like I said, this was done like almost a year ago. In 2 weeks, it was a year ago. And my issue is not where they land, but the fact that they deliberately made them all almost identical. And like the problem is I can just tell him, let's play opposite day. Do you know what I mean? Let's play opposite day. Right? I think my character was a bit of both, guys. He's Indian and Mexican, which I found that kind of funny. Look, I was like, what's he gonna pick? And he was like, oh, you've picked like the most. It went for like super ethnic diverse guy, you know. But then they gave him a really cool character. So I was like, that's the thing. I don't care as long as it's interesting. You know what I mean? If it's just like, I'm a thing and that's all I am, that's not interesting. You know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah. I think anything could be interesting with enough variety, right? If you're just one thing, you know what I mean? I think you're a bit of a... It's just one note, you know what I mean? It's not a song, it's just a noise. So, I think you can apply that to a lot of things. But I don't want to get too crazy, right? So anyway, yeah, you can look at this in your own time. But yeah, I have tested all of that stuff. And I think, I don't care if it's left, right, up or down. I just think it should be closer to the center because it's less vulnerable to the opposite attack. You know? Yeah, if the quality's there, it doesn't matter. Remember when they brought out AI Drake? And it got like millions of views. And then they found out, oh, it's not real. And then they were like, oh, but the thing is, you weren't tricked if it was good. You know what I mean? You weren't tricked if it was good. I think the Chinese have a saying, if you like it, you eat it, I'll tell you later. It's one of my favorite sayings. You know, you can say a lot about the Chinese and eating. That's not my point. The point is, maybe you don't need to know how the sausage is made. And maybe if you like it, you could just keep eating it. It's like if I hear music I like, I'm going to listen to more of it. I'm not going to go, never in my entire life have I ever gone, ooh, I wonder how this was made. I'm in, like, literally listening to techno, rock music, rap, whatever. Very rarely have I gone, ooh, I wonder what kind of decks and mixers stuff I've never even... I don't think it's ever entered my mind. I've just assumed, they used a computer. You know what I mean? They used some computer. That's how it is. Computer. How did they do it? Computer. That's how they did it. I just love it. I think that's great. So, okay. So he's written me a comprehensive review for this story. Okay. Now, I just want to go straight to the development area. Scope of information overwhelms the narrative pace. Yeah. See, by adding loads of stuff, now there's loads of stuff. And look, the Project Dandelion is vague. It's like, I know all about his life story, the politics, everything, but I don't know what this is. But hey, this is feedback, you know, you can take this back and be like, oh, we need to do another prompt, we need to do another pass on this. But like I said, I think that having a more complete plan to begin with is going to be more helpful. What's this? That Dragon Diffusion says, I cannot place your accent. It is southern, but I'm trying to pinpoint. I'm Welsh if the logo did not give it away. Well, I guarantee then, I am less than 100 miles from you. I've just probably been on the internet doing commentary for too long. So... nobody talks like I talk around here. It's all over the place. You know? It's all over the place. But I guarantee I'm real close to you. Let's see. You'll notice I'm right between Bristol and Birmingham. Hidden in the valleys. But they're not quite as deep as your valleys, mate. You've got the deeper valleys. I've been out to Wales, pick up a few cars in the past. Lovely place, great driving. Right. So, yes, like I said, lots of areas for development. We've got strengths, areas for development, strengths, areas for development. So you get a comprehensive review from your tutor. So this is based on University Creative Writing Tutor. It's like in your pocket. Oh, it's 4 a.m. and you finished your draft. Boop. Send it across. Right? So there it is. 85 out of 100. That's not bad. 85 out of 100 is a good score. I always aim for 90. If I can get it over 90, great, but I've had it in the past where I've taken over 90, I've got to 94, and then I've made changes and it's dropped down to like 79. I've been like, no! It's sort of like, sometimes you can get greedy, you know? I think what's more important is, are you happy with it when you read it? All of this stuff is kind of by the by. At some point, you know, all of this stuff, it could go on forever. Do you know what I mean? Just like a sculptor who's sculpting the bust of someone's face. You could chip away at that stuff forever. You could be filing and polishing and smoothing forever. At some point you go, it's done. And the only way you can know that is to look at it. And it's exactly the same with the story. If you don't read it, how can you know it's done? And it may be that you don't need to make any more changes. I actually feel like this version is probably a bit too noisy now, because think about it. I just introduced like 5 or 6 things to every chapter. Every chapter has now got like 5 or 6 extra bits. And it's becoming a it's becoming a big boy. Let's put it that way. So, just to give you the comparison, the sniped version, which would have had stuff removed or swapped, had 27,641 words. The Golden Shadow version has 41,000 now. That's ballooned up quite a bit. Yeah, it's all on my repos. Yeah, because there are so many ways of setting this up, Dragon, what I'm currently using is VS Code with Climb, which is an extension. And the reason I like this one is because you can pay Open Router and get access to all the biggest models from all the major companies, not just one, right? So Open Router is the API I pay for. It's prepay. I put $20 on there, and then it's what you spend, right? It's got Claude, it's got ChatGPT, it's got Gemini, it's got all the new things. But more importantly, it's also got Ollama. And Ollama, if you've got a GPU, you can run all of your cool local models as well. The only thing is, some of the tool use doesn't work, you know? That's the only problem. That's, to be honest, like I said, I'm trying to cover all of this stuff. So computer use is useful. So it has the ability to, like... I had it install Python for me, which was a funny one. That was funny. Because normally you need Python to run the AI, but the AI was installing Python. I was like, this is great. This is something else. But yeah, it's all in my repo. The only thing that isn't is the actual story. So what I did was I set it up with a default story. So if you go into default, it already has a full project with all of the information that I intend that you would write all of your character, speech style, world, the world characters, tertiary, glossary, all this sort of stuff is generated from prompts anyway, but you can distill your own work. So I've given you a route to basically, it's not really tuning, but you're distilling into a local RAG, and then the project instructions maps everything in this folder. So then when you prompt, you say follow the rules, follow the instructions in default project instructions.txt, and that's enough. Now it'll follow all these rules. So special writing techniques, special writing style rules, obviously all fully configurable. And when you go into prompts, so say you clone this and you go into the prompts folder, there's default 20-page story here. If you just put this in the prompt and let it rip, it'll just work. You know, I do recommend checking that this path is correct, because I don't know where exactly you've installed it, but if you're in the root of the thing, it should work, right? It should, because it's all there. It's everything you need. It comes with a page 20, which is the end of a story. And I even provide a prompt that allows you to do variation on the end. So you could, you write one page, you write the end of one story for your world. That's all you ever have to write. Yes, Chrysanthemum was the original, and somehow it lost track, and the evolution is Dandelion, and it could airborne. So if I was Law Guardian, I would say you shouldn't know nothing about Dandelion because it's a secret like the T-virus. Yep. Yeah, the join links in the description. I've been putting all of the latest copies of this up. So we've just been evolving it basically from the first release. So I think we have the first version, the smoothed version, the sniped version, so that looked for repetition, you know, the golden shadow version, and now all that's left is to do the action enhancer. If I look at the action enhancer prompt, it's already up, so I could do that tonight. That'd be fun. See, the best thing I like about this is that you didn't need to do 30 pages. You only needed to do 6, because that's the major points of the wheel, of the story wheel, right? So it's like you only needed to do 6 pages, because they get each page is so big when it's written, you know. Like it's funny. I was seeing like adverts for sites that help you write, and they were like going, "Oh, this many you can write this fast," and I was like, guys. We did 30,000, and then we did one prompt on our 30,000 story, and now it's 41. It's gone up by, 25% from one prompt. You know, that's 10,000 words from one prompt, basically. Yeah. And it's got like a narrative. It's all consistent. The characters all make sense. But yeah, the one thing this has left, which I haven't figured out, right, is the action stuff. See, I think that by adding in the action, it's going to help. But the problem is, do you know what the problem I've got now? It's the Minecraft paradox. And you're going to be like, the what? The Minecraft paradox? What the hell is the Minecraft paradox? Well, let me show you. So when Minecraft came out, yep, there was certain things that you could do, right? As I struggle to even find something which I can paint with. Come on. Is that a dot? No. Come on. It's this again. Come on. Solid fill. There. Right. So imagine these are the substances. What the hell? Whatever. So just imagine for a minute that you have dirt, sand, grass, dirt, and sand. And that's all there is, right? Maybe there's some stone, right? And that's all there is in the game. So everything in the game is only made out of this. And that's it, right? And so what happens? Mojang comes along and they make another set of stuff. And then Mojang comes along and they make another set of stuff. And then Mojang comes along and they make another set of stuff. And so now the world is made of all these things. And so before it was easy to find all of this stuff. But now there's like 18 types of rock, 18 types of dirt, 18 types of sand, 18 types of clay. Now you'll never find that one thing you were looking for. And everything that was supposed to be like, say you were looking for that diamond. Yeah? Say I'm looking for that one diamond. Well, now, where it used to be one diamond out of 4 things, you know what I mean? The rarity. Now it's like, oh my God. And so going back to the story, we started off with a story about a private detective, Dandelion, and then we've added in like 5 other elements to pad out the story and make more detail and so on, right? The golden shadow, and then we've so essentially what's happened is now the main story has to contend with all this other stuff that isn't, you know what I mean? So now it's like 75% of the storyline isn't actually about the storyline. It's just stuff that goes around it, right? And so now I'm thinking, maybe there's actually a new challenge here, which is to sort of like, you have to resurrect the original story thread because you're drowning your own story in all of the extra stuff, like describing the room, describing the character's feelings, telling you what he's thinking. All of that stuff is actually now contending with your attention on the storyline. I think that's why you know, the main storyline thread is starting to become super diluted now. And so I think by doing all of these passes, it's great. You get a brilliant story, but you start to dilute the original narrative. So that means we now have to do another pass to reintroduce that. It's really good. Dragon says, Tolkien made a book of stuff that was not about stuff, but other stuff. Just shove some songs in and call it lore. Yeah, and do you know what? That lore book would have been the best thing to run an AI, because you take that lore book he wrote that was just stuff about other stuff, and then you use that as like an appendix to, that's your RAG, you know what I mean? That's your RAG. And then when you're generating all of these other stories, they all borrow from that. That's how they become lore accurate and consistent and all that. So I've enhanced chapter 1. I've enhanced chapter 2. So, So the action enhancer is cool. But again, this is the thing. Every single time that we are enhancing the page, we're actually diluting the original story. So at some point we have to like go back and almost do a summoning resurrection on our original storyline. So I was hoping the action enhancer could do that, because most of the action is related to the original story. So I was hoping that that might bring that contention ratio back into focus. But yeah, that's essentially the function of all the writer's tools, guys. Like I said, keep an eye on the Johnson's narrative spittoon inversion, because that's where I'm going to be putting in all of my other stuff. Don't forget to keep an eye on the prompts section. There is another couple of things which I do like to show you, which is my LLM base prompts repo. So the LLM base prompts repo contains a couple of new agents. I've already told people about them, but since you're here, I may as well. There's the 3D knowledge framework. There is the Golden Shadow code agent, which is much like the Golden Shadow narrative agent. It just does code instead. There's also the lucid dreaming one. There's Stoic GPT and the Machiavelli planner, which is really good. I've actually used this for a couple of different reasons, and it's solid. Okay, it doesn't argue with you like Deep Lucid 3D does, though. So these are all system prompts that you can use. A couple of them I made into MCP servers, so you might see some of those showing up. Transcription tools seems to be quite popular. But yeah, so you can expect to see the website moving over to the new domain soon. You'll notice also that the Discord is now called Scuffed Epoch Official. Okay, so slowly things are starting to change over. It took me a long time and a lot of effort to get all this set up. I hope it's not a crushing disaster. I'm sure it'll be fine. But it is a big effort, and it's going to be a bit strange, because obviously changing the name a year in is a bit like, whoop, but we got to do it. We got to do it. I'm not competing with a thrift store, okay? It doesn't make any sense. No one's ever going to find us. So we go for a different name, which I actually have a legal trademark on, and then that way, hopefully, no one can steal my SEO or whatever, right? Okay. Don't forget, Johnson on Spotify. Look me up. Listen to my tunes. And that is everything I've got for you tonight, ladies and gents. We will be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock for the Sunday stream. I hope you all have a lovely weekend and evening. And I shall see you all next time.